Ready to get started?
All right, we're ready to get started then. There was a heated pre-stream episode discussing the nature of feudalism, but you're here now with Battletech, Oath of Endosteel, episode 4, 3028, part 5. The last thing that happened was that our players and their mercenary support staff and the ship that they were on all missed the giant name tag indicating that this place belongs to the Rim World Republic. So the captain has called all of you into the command information center on the Union dropship that you're on. It's adjacent to the bridge. It's got a holotank where you can, see stuff in live footage. Currently, it's giving you a view of the front of the ship in a three-dimensional representation. The head of the mercenary contingent is there, as is the captain and the three of you. And he looks very nervous as the ship it's matched the rotation of the asteroid. And so now it's basically like floating inside the asteroid in very low gravity. The asteroid has a pathway forward, like you're physically within the cone of the asteroid, but the cone is rapidly becoming smaller. And so the captain has essentially cut to as low forward momentum as possible and called you all and the mercenary captain in. And he's like a old salt beard. He'd be a British naval sea captain back in the day. And I don't mean like I don't mean like Royal Navy. I mean like a fisherman, right? We're talking huge straggly beard. Yeah, he's wearing like a naval colored cap and like a nice jacket with lots of gold buttons down it. This is the kind of affection that most of his crew have as a dress uniform. But you kind of need to, when you're a dropship captain, you have to have a theme, right? To set yourself apart.
Big knitted turtleneck.
Oh yeah,
nice
for sure. Yep.
Yeah, right. I gotcha.
So he turns to all of you and says,
beautiful gold buttons on the navy peacoat, for sure.
We need to be talking about what we're going to do from here on forward. Technically, I work for the Countess through her agent. Not for the three of you, and certainly not for you, Commander, he says, turning to the mercenary. And the mercenary goes, "It's Captain," and he goes, "There's only one captain on this boat, Commander."
So this is Michael Fassbender with a great beard. So it's clear, right? No?
Yeah.
That's just me? Okay.
I mean, I see it, dude.
I think like Lachlan
It looks like Ratasaurus, to be honest.
Wow.
Old white-haired Ratasaurus, sure.
Mm-hmm. Perfect.
Rad's about to draw this fan art.
Eric's like,
Rad
Captain
loves
Rad.
fucking boats, man. He loves boats. Now I just need him as a New England fisherman. That will nail it. We'll nail it with that.
I might be loving me Battlemechs, but I'll never love the sea. They'll never compare to my love of the sea. The inexplicable eroticism of the sea.
Wow, okay. Let's bring it back. So the captain says, I believe this to be a Star League outpost. There are some indications here that this is a very, very old base. Now, I'd like to ask your mercenaries to continue flying around, doing checks on the outside of the asteroid, trying to find other entrances. But as far as things go to head deeper in, an aerospace fighter isn't going to fit. In fact, it's been crafted down so that only something the size and shape of a Battlemech will be capable of moving further in this facility. And our sensors indicate it's going to get larger and then smaller from there. Perhaps there's a mech bay where you'll be able to leave your mechs. But are any of you fellows good at zero gravity maneuvering and the operation of a spacesuit?
Wish I had my hatchet, man.
Lachlan is like
Zero G's a skill, correct?
In my time in the academy,
No.
I definitely spent time.
There is no skill for zero G operations.
For
It's
Battlemechs, no, but for
Is there an
pilots,
actual skill called zero G?
I mean, that's what I have.
Okay, well then you have it.
I
didn't know
assume.
that.
I assume that
If you have it, I'm guessing it's a skill.
Yeah, I'd say
Oh,
so
yeah.
too. If you have it,
I
must
wrote
be
it
a skill.
down ages ago, but yeah.
Yeah, Lachlan, I described before, he's like vibrating with like excitement to get out of here and explore. So he's just going to be like, don't worry, Captain. We'll be able to handle it from here.
Look, lad, I can tell you're excited, but there's a third thing we have to talk about here, beyond just where we're putting the mercenaries and where we're putting the men. Okay? And that is what we're going to talk about afterwards. Now, look, I'll be honest, I signed on to this trip because I thought it was a fool's errand. I honestly thought you're full of shit about your Star League signals, and I can tell you the commander probably feels the same way. Running into a Star League base is a once-in-a-generation thing. Now, if we pull this off right, we're all going to be very rich men. But the problem with very rich men is that everybody wants their money.
This is true. Let's keep calm.
Now, we haven't set any comms back to the planet. When we're inside the asteroid, there's some sort of shielding preventing signals from getting out, which makes sense given that it's a Star League secret base. But what I'm saying is I think we need to keep this on the down low. Now, you're nobility, so I can't order you to do anything. But if you reveal your secret, you're putting my lives and the lives of my crew on risk. You're putting the mercenaries' lives at risk.
Captain.
I think whatever we bring back from here, we need to sell it on the down low. We need to keep this secret and safe.
Captain, I have to have you realize that while you are just coming to the realization of this find, I've known all along. There's a reason I haven't brought very many people here, and there's a reason I've been emphasizing discretion throughout this whole trip. I don't intend to stop that after the rest of you realized that I wasn't full of it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm glad someone had the foresight.
I definitely used Comstar and told Tamari about it.
Jesus Christ. No, but
So did you, though.
Do you
specifics, right?
say that to
Carol, that
everybody?
means you
No.
did.
Are you
did
kidding
too,
me, dude?
Because you told Jana.
no, I told him that I was going on a mission. I
That's
didn't.
correct. You
why?
did.
Okay.
I have the exact wording written down. He definitely did not say that.
Did I not? I thought I told.
No, not you.
I'm pretty sure I told Tamari.
Not with Jana. It was a message about well wishes.
Then again, I assume this
Yeah.
was wider knowledge because I thought you said something about the signals going across all the planets. But that's fine.
Yes, but that's
I
only
mean, it's
because
a signal anyone could pick up,
Yes.
but it's still hard to find,
yeah,
right?
and you have to understand what you're looking at, right?
Right.
Sure.
Basically, it's equivalent to like somebody in a different like system picking up a signal from Earth, right? Is like anyone
Yeah.
can pick those signals up. It's not like you just
a
have to
matter
be
of
listening in the
looking
right
at it,
place. But that's
Right.
a lot of space to look.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
So
Got
zero
it.
G operations is a skill under the reflex. So
Yep.
Yeah.
does everyone have at least 1 point in that?
No, but I should probably get
You're gonna
it.
have a
It's-
rough
it's-
time without it.
Yeah, it's 2 points to get a 1
Yeah. I'll spend
I'm
2 for it.
gonna go ahead and do that as well.
Okay.
I learned a little bit in the trainers beforehand.
in the academy. Yeah. Or maybe like in preparation for this, we were like, let's do some.
What is it for? What's it based on? Do we
Reflex.
know?
It's on based on
Oh,
reflex.
awesome. I'm good at it then.
Yeah. Yeah, we're innately good because we're skillful pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just learned it, and I'm as good as it as I'm
we know
anything
how to
other
control
than
our
shooting.
bodies. So like, it's kind of like in Gundam Wing, right? Where
Oh boy,
I
I died inside.
mean, granted, they grew up. They grew up in
Mhm.
space, so
Yeah. Just like Gundam Wing.
I mean, Lachlan would have to have had it. Like
Yes.
retroactively, like he's on a
he
space
spent a
station.
lot of time in space.
Well, and that's I think where the experience being able to be
Yeah.
spent mid game makes sense.
That's what I mean. Yeah, and like mine is obviously from military academy stuff.
Mine too, right? Intelligence training.
All right. So you're all capable at maneuvering in space. Now, I think I see that the young master there has a laser pistol, correct? I don't have any spare laser weapons, so I'm going to hand all of you out suit rippers, just in
I
case
also
you
have a
encounter
laser
anything.
rifle, if that helps.
There's almost no way you have a laser rifle. Did we ever
I
talk about you having a laser rifle?
I thought I grabbed it.
I mean, laser rifles are so. Listen, this game. Here's the thing that this game covers: Mechwarrior Destiny was written for the clan invasion, which is when laser technology becomes a lot less rare. Like a laser rifle would be worth more than your whole house at this point.
I remember because we talked like mine is like an antique.
Yes.
Well, a laser rifle was worth more than like in my Atlas.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a misunderstanding because I think I had written down like a sniper or something like that.
If you traded an Atlas for a laser rifle, no one would be like, "That's a weird deal."
I don't know about that, but yeah. So here's the thing, Kuro. You probably don't have a laser rifle. You might have a rifle. So he starts handing you guys all out like wicked, like kukri.
I also have my katana, so or my blade. So
your vibro katana.
My vibro katana.
All right, your vibro katana will work in space correctly. Yeah. So he does not hand you out a suit ripper.
So we have the part where I get to do the cool explanation of why you don't use a regular gas powered gun inside space.
You could do that, or we
and the
could just
dangers
skip
of decompression.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Oh. All right. Well, I say it because I'm cool.
All right. You say it, but we don't cover it because we don't need to give more firearms knowledge to our viewers. I think our viewers are 99%
Look, I read a lot
of
of
them know how
Traveler,
guns
okay?
work.
This is all from Traveler.
Okay.
I love it. Go ahead.
So the captain says, all right, well, it seems you're actually prepared to do this. I didn't think you would be, so.
You need not worry.
I'll be honest, I'm a tad offended that you thought I was full of shit, but we can address that later.
Now, I'm going to tell you why I think that this is a Star League facility. There is a docking collar up ahead where we can put the dropship down. In fact, there's almost a dozen of them. These are the kind of docking collars that you don't give to a space station. These are Kearney Fuchida docking collars. They're meant to extend the Kearney Fuchida drive's field over any docked ship, which means that at some point this facility was meant to be able to make KF jumps, which means there might be a very large, very expensive KF drive here. This could even be a yard ship.
Fascinating.
I might pick up my jaw.
I think I like look at the captain and with admiring eyes and say, "You were very knowledgeable on these ships. I appreciate it."
I'm going to bring us down into the docking collar in a few minutes. You'll need to make a decision as to whether you want to go on foot or whether you want to take your Battlemechs into an unknown space. We don't know what's ahead, but at some point you're going to have to get our
Battlemechs.
We don't know, so we should be safe and bring the mechs. That's why we have them.
So
it may be wise to have someone scout ahead just to see.
Here, I want to give you a couple of notes about how space combat works. I thought there was something about heat dissipation, but I couldn't find the rules for it. If you
James can tell us what the rule is next week.
If you get hit in any location, you have to roll a 2d6, and on a 10 plus, that location is totally breached to the vacuum of space, and everything inside it stops working. If you get shot in the head and you get a breach, you die instantly. If you get criticaled in the head and it doesn't breach, but the life support system is damaged, you can hold your breath for 1 round for each point of damage that you take.
Awesome.
So basically, after a full minute, you die.
It's just Battletech death mode.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's gonna continue to get
you
worse.
don't wear this isn't Gundam. Like, you don't wear an EVA suit in the mech.
Okay,
like, you're wearing the fucking
that's what I was about to ask.
You would overheat.
Helmet.
You would overheat and die if you were wearing an EVA suit. It's physically too bulky, but even if you were wearing it, you would still die. In the vacuum, you've got a couple more problems. Of course, ejecting is a total no-go, except for the hatchet man, because your full head ejects. When you want to...
I don't have the hatchet man with me.
Oh, well, then you're fucked. When you want to move, gravity here is at 0.1 Gs. So
I never declared what I have.
You can go up to 10 times faster than normal, but If you go faster than your mech's usual maximum, you have to make a piloting roll. And if you fail that roll, you'll take 1 point of internal structure damage for every point G you go over.
Oh, you just like
so
go
potentially you could charge your
control.
mech forward and go like 60 hexes, but you would literally rip the mech apart. On the other hand, it does mean that you can charge attack people for incredible amounts of damage in 0G.
Yeah.
How hard is the pilot?
Knowing all of
It's
this,
a regular piloting skill roll.
hold on. Knowing all of this, I'm plot pointing if I have to that I actually have my hatchet man.
Sure,
like why
that's
else,
fine.
like what else? Like yeah, like out of all the mechs I would bring to go into space.
Yeah. I think the hatchet man is the
to
most
attach, like to go into a ship.
Sure.
It would probably be a hatchet man, like a smallish, medium-sized mech.
So for the
with
folks
a
at
giant
home,
axe to cut into it.
these rules are on Strategic Ops page 120, Tactical Ops page 54, and page 55 for 0G land aerospace is in Strategic Ops, and then vacuum operations and gravity operations are in Tactical Ops page 54 and 55.
So in my character
your homework.
sheet, I do have laser rifle.
All right, well, now it's not a
I'd written
laser
it down.
rifle. It's just
Okay.
a regular rifle with no lasers.
I was like, is it an heirloom? I don't know.
So, is there anything you want to do before the dropship attaches itself to this facility?
Just I guess when Lachlan has seen enough to make another try at like some kind of identification of the tech type role, I'd like to do that, but I failed one if I recall correctly.
Yeah, so I don't think you can do it from up here. Certainly not along the exterior, but you can walk further into the facility.
I think I would like to kind of get the knights together and Anko. Can Anko be skilled in 0G as well or no? Like how does that work?
I'll say that she has 1 point in it.
Okay.
And we're
that's
going to
pretty much all
remember
of us
that
right
if you have to play her, you're going to have to remember to put a point into that.
I'll make a note of it.
All right.
I mean, it's totally fair because I would love to go more space
Okay.
exploration.
So
hold on.
you
Okay.
did bring Anko and you have the Raven.
Yes.
Hold on.
Okay.
Why are we going in our mechs? Because then we can't get out of our mechs to go into the ship.
No. So what I was about to suggest is Kuro says, I think we should first scout ahead without our mechs for better mobility.
Well, our mercenaries are already doing that.
No, they can't.
They're on the outside because they're flying.
They're
they're
going back
aerospace.
outside and they're flying around looking for some indication of what
Right.
this facility
So
is.
we don't have ground based. We don't have a ground based.
You are the ground-based.
We are the
Right.
ground based force. Fuck.
So
Okay,
Anko
cool.
looks
Well
at
then, yeah, we're not going in our mechs.
Anko looks at all of you very seriously and says, I think I should stay with the dropship. The Raven's electronic warfare is working. I'll be able to detect any threats that activate around us.
I
And
agree.
I'm going to try to start looking for any active signals in the area and identifying them.
That would be wise.
Oh, nice.
Thank you, Anko.
Okay,
And
so
please keep our comms
Yeah.
open. We can communicate regularly.
Yeah, theoretically, then the Raven could also flip it off and contact us through the shielding of the ship, maybe.
yes, the Raven can.
Only
so,
I wouldn't think of that because I have a small brain.
Yes, but
that's
the
something
Raven
maybe Kuro
already
would think.
can do that. She has a Beagle active probe. Well, she has the equivalent of a Beagle active probe.
Oh,
So,
okay, cool.
Yeah,
Good.
she can punch through the local radiation fields and all of the lead shielding and that kind of stuff.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so she's just like, I'll keep you in contact with the ship. She gives you her patrol pattern, which is to make like a triangle around the ship and then pause for like 1 minute at every point, do a scan, and then
Perfect.
walk.
Perfect.
She's
That makes perfect
in
sense.
pure NPC mode for
Yeah. Well, not only that, but I think she's doing the exact thing that she was trained to be doing,
Yeah.
which is essentially guard and protect our escape route.
So that leaves the three of you suiting up into EVAs. So the mech bay has to be depressurized in order to let all the aerospace guys out and let your mechs out. And you guys leave via a crew exit airlock.
Like a lock. Yeah. Airlock.
Yeah.
And we get that scene of all of you like breathing heavily into. Listen, we've all been wearing a lot of masks lately. You know that as soon as you put it on, you start breathing differently. You're like,
Yeah.
oh,
No,
it's
it's
hotter
like-
in here. Is my breath
it's
really
that-
hot?
Yeah. It's that adjustment period. I mean, with scuba diving, same thing, right? But yeah, like it's that adjustment period of just like you have a new environment, like just.
Yeah.
And I think there's
You only
there's some,
feel sound when you touch stuff or when you're connected to things.
as like the lance leader, I think, you know, I'm kind of like, all right, everyone, breathe together. To kind of like recenter everyone.
Some of those seppuku martial arts trying to.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I need everybody to make a 0G operations check. The difficulty
Moment
is
of truth.
10.
It's SPAs though. It's really dumb that SPAs
Got a
don't
12.
work.
Cotton would disagree with you because Cotton used an SPA and then an edge or a plot point to re-roll twice on a roll that she was going to fail. So I'd say they're great.
SPAs are pretty good. All right.
Oh wait, so what do I need to get?
DC's 10.
It's
DC's 10. Oh, I just made it. I got
5 plus 5 is 10.
I got 12.
10.
Okay. All right. So, you know, it's not a walk in the park. Even Lachlan, who regularly transverses space, you know, he's got a lot more gravity on that space station on Ivory Tower.
I kind of imagine like
the only one who adapts well is the guy who was trained regularly by the military for 0G operations.
I think what ends up happening is Jasper lands first and then creates a cushion for us to like hook onto. So he makes sure that we like land safely against the bulkheads or against the rocks.
Do we have comms? Do we have comms between one another or no?
Let me describe. Yes, you do have comms to each other and through
nice.
Onco to the ship.
Oh,
you
thank
are
God.
on a slightly curved hull.
Okay.
And
Is it
around
like a
you in every
concave?
direction, you are in a cave made out of the asteroid.
So but
Got it.
okay,
And
so then we're using comms
rock or is
and-
it metal?
Above
Sorry.
you is rock.
Yeah. And
I mean,
just
it's
like
a
scuba
metallic
diving.
rock, right? Like there's ores in it.
Yeah. And just like scuba diving, we're doing radio and hand signals and stuff. And
Right.
we're using the flashlights, and it looks really fucking cool.
Yeah. It looks
Right,
like
like-
we're,
Oh, we
we're
get
in
the,
like,
we get the
to turn around and go,
exterior
like,
of the three of you where you've
you
got
know.
like your double beams every time
Yeah.
you move and look.
Yeah,
And you just-
exactly.
you
It looks
see,
real
like,
cool.
You see
real
the
cool.
running lights of the drop ship behind us
Yeah.
as it like shifts and pans
And, like-
towards us, and we're just like flashing each other as two of us are flying towards you,
And it's-
Jasper, and
yeah.
you're like, all right, I got you. You flash your light towards us, and we're like, okay, cool.
Oh man, Eddie, your Zoom background is not keeping up with you.
Move around when you move around too much.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah.
It's because I don't have the green screen active, I think.
So as you walk forward, it's almost a half a kilometer to what starts to go down. It's like a mech-sized door. An Atlas could
Yeah.
fit through it, and that's about it. An aerospace fighter would either be too wide or too tall to fit into an area like this. It continues for another half kilometer, and then you wind up in... It's not exactly a mech bay. You're looking at a mech fortress. So this is like a secure area. You've been funneled through the castle's, you know, doorway, and now you're in some sort of Mott and Bailey situation where where mechs have like mech-sized battlements they can rest on, protect their legs, and fire at any intruders coming into this room. There are no mechs currently in here, and you can see that there are objects in this room that if they impact you will probably kill you instantly. There are like wrenches and nuts and bolts. There's some old mech hardware and like armor plating that has been inflicted with momentum and is still just bouncing around in this room. On the far side, you see that there is, past these mech battlements, is a human-sized door with a green CRT monitor and a keyboard next to it.
Oh yeah.
CRT.
And it's got a blinking, you know, it's got the blinking DOS.
Yeah.
Back to the 80s.
Yeah, I feel like you're always surprised by that. We're in the
Hey,
80s.
you
We're
mean
in
cutting
space
edge.
80s.
I
You
know.
mean this
I
is
know.
the peak cutting edge of technology?
Yeah,
It's like
Lachlan's
it's
gonna
the
make
terminal from Alien.
Lachlan's gonna make a beeline for this. He's been
Okay.
looking for the tech this entire time.
How are
Be
you
careful.
going?
Don't make a. You don't. I don't think you make a beeline to it. I think you carefully approach it, considering there's wrenches and shit flying.
Carefully.
Are you? So you are approaching carefully.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
Well,
not
like-
just like gonna like
you have-
let.
You're
Yeah.
all tethered to each other, right?
There's literally.
So if
think of-
Lachlan goes, all of you go.
Oh, we
So-
are tethered?
I'm
would we
asking if you're tethered because I
No.
thought that's what you said.
So
God, no.
clarify
Not
what we're
inside the
doing.
ship.
Okay.
Clarify what we're doing. What are we doing?
It
We
sounds
just
like-
made it. We're creeping into a hangar bay. Sorry, AP, let's take it away because you did such a good job describing this. We're creeping into what would be described as a recessed hangar bay through an extra set of blast doors. Inside this hangar bay are decrepit parts, or not, it's not really decrepit, but broken parts of mechs and bits flying around. But also in the back, illuminated is the blinking terminal of a working computer, like a working terminal. And Lachlan has already kind of tabbed at us, pointed at the terminal, and Lachlan's getting ready to go.
Okay.
And I'm like, don't go yet because there's and I point the camera over and we see the moving, basically be the equivalent of the shotgun blast of nuts and bolts flying around all over this place.
I think
Like the signal of bad times.
Yeah. I think there's even if Lachlan goes anyway without seeing the signal, I think there's I will do a reflex check to try to grab Lachlan and say, no, wait on the signal.
Lachlan, do you allow yourself to be grabbed, or are you gonna?
I mean, if there's no
Are you
safe
a
pass,
dwarf? Are you making
Hold
a
on.
greed check right now?
So it's not like there isn't a safe passageway through this, right? This
Fair.
place is large enough for 4 mechs to stand shoulder to shoulder and fire at one mech coming through a doorway. It's fairly wide by human characteristics, and the things that are flying around here are very small.
Sure.
Right? So the probability of any one of them hitting you is low in the immediate time, but the longer you spend in here, the higher
There's a
probability
danger,
you're
right.
just going to get hit.
Okay, so just for visual reference, is there places of cover where we could protect ourselves if we need to, if we see some particulates or things coming at us?
There are some things in here that are strapped and bolted down.
Okay.
There are mech armor plates. Now they weigh a lot, but you're in space.
So
eventually you'll be able to move them. It'll just be super dangerous if you build too much momentum.
One
with
of
them.
us should have come in with a
But
mech.
you could make
No,
a
I think we're okay.
shield over your head. What were those things in the we're going back to those feudal times. You're going to make a turtle shield over your head to block anything from hitting you from above. You could use 3 of them to make a tent around you while you move.
I mean, I'm just gonna say, if there's a reasonably safe path, Lachlan's just gonna try to take that path.
Okay.
I think it's not so much of a path of direct safety. I mean, you're more than welcome to.
I'm doing this Gears of War, going cover to cover.
Yeah, me too. I'm again, tactical mind, military training.
I'm gonna go ahead and
say.
say this. I'm completely uninterested on the methodology that I have to use to go from point A to point B. If there's a reasonably safe option for going from point A to point B, that's the option I would like to take.
So Lachlan, you take the lead. Jasper is behind you. You can see him ducking from chest high wall to chest high wall. They're not really walls so much as they are mech traps to prevent mechs from advancing along anything but a specific line, right? If a mech comes in here, it can't go straight forward. It would have to go right and left.
Yeah, it's like a tower defense.
Yeah, so for something that belongs in this facility, and it's an extra minute of walking, but for an invader, that's a lot longer time that somebody is blasting that.
It's a lifetime of debt. Yeah.
When you move towards that central bastion wall, there's of course a gap through which you see the computer, but you could see that mech bastion wall includes doors for infantry to go inside of it, and has a multi-tiered gun range in it for 0G infantry to blast mechs approaching.
Okay, so
you don't see anything,
almost like a infantry bunker.
Yeah, so as you get closer, they were camouflaged to look like they're perfectly flush, but now you could see that there are windows that would drop down, and people would be inside shooting out at anything approaching. Each of them has there's a door at the bottom as you're passing into this split mech bastion. There's a alpha and a beta on the left and right side doors, and it indicates that there are 6 floors that infantry can shoot out of. And maybe you check a door, and inside there are instructions if your service number ends in a 7, move to floor 3. If your service number ends in a 6, move to floor 4. the weapons locker code is this, this, and this. Use this use this weapon in this way. There are highly detailed instructions on how to operate this facility.
Got it. Okay.
There's a workplace safety poster that says only you can prevent workplace deaths. And then there's like a big Star League emblem on the backside of the Alpha door. That gives you a pretty clear indication that this is a Star League facility.
Oh, wow. And do we see like a floating corpse that's just like
no corpses,
skeletons? No corpses.
Zero.
Okay. All right.
Lachlan, you make it to the door. Of course, there are still nuts and bolts flying around, and there's no protection here. You're in the open.
To the door where the computer is.
Correct. So the green light is still blinking.
Yeah, I'd like to try to get some info off this computer, and if possible, open the door.
Okay. What do you do?
Would I be able to do like a computers check?
Absolutely.
All right.
What are you doing?
Well, isn't Lachlan doing it?
Yeah, well, I mean, Lachlan sounds like he got there first. He's
Lachlan,
very interested.
yeah, exactly. And that's like a too many chef situation.
Lachlan,
like there's one keyboard.
It's blinking, and there's a keyboard. What do you do?
I mean, he'd just hit start. He would like push him. He would do the thing that you do in front of a computer that seems like it may be like sleeping. So he'll hit an enter key.
It says authentication required. It comes by. It's not slow, but it is a text scroll. Like
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he'll look around and like gesture to the two of you to make sure that you can see what it says.
And any passwords written down somewhere nearby?
No.
That'd be funny as hell. That's like the worst thing you could do for security. Anyway, okay, yeah. So like as we approach, Kuro would be like, this isn't my specialty, but I could definitely give this a shot. Try to hack into it.
Okay, so as you get closer,
type in Cameron sucks with an X.
Why would that work on a? You guys still believe it's a Starlink facility?
I was just making the joke as an audience member. I'm not making. I'm shit posting right now. Obviously, we wouldn't.
I mean,
know that.
as that's per norm, EricVulgaris.
So it says as Kuro starts pushing forward, it says, Lachlan Menshikov, do not allow this man to alter this terminal. And then it goes back to a green blink. Blink. Blink.
I look to Kuro and I will say, somehow this computer knows my name, but not actually my name. And
it just says, you are bonded to the one who awoken.
Oh man. Anyone know anything about artificial intelligence?
The screen starts displaying like Star League bans artificial intelligence, Casper network, like all sorts of old, like 300, 400, 500-year-old articles about artificial intelligence begin flashing faster than the screen can keep up with it.
I feel like there's back in the intelligence days, like there was talk of artificial intelligence as used to simulate strategy and all that kinds of stuff. Yeah, totally. But I mean, there was definitely like a period where it went overboard, and that's why it got banned, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So based on that, is there any way I can try to do some kind of identification based on what I'm seeing?
Right.
This is I mean, this thing is sending you articles that are as old as the Star League. So.
Got it. So then I will say, this is crazy. Can you?
So blink, and it says, "This is not crazy. Everything that I do is perfectly sane in the way that a human could never comprehend."
In that case, Mr. Computer, would you open the door for us?
No.
Can we inquire as to why?
Why would I allow you to disrupt the operations of the glorious Amaris Empire?
Does that trigger things?
Yes. So the Star League was ended when First Lord Richard Cameron was betrayed by a man named Stefan Amaris. Stefan was the head of the Rimworld Republic. He basically sucked up to Lord Cameron, who was a little younger than him. They became best friends, and then Stephen Amaris shot him in the head in the middle of the Senate.
With the laser pistol.
Something like that.
With the laser pistol that Lachlan has.
No. So it kicked off...
I kind of wish it was, though. That'd be funny as fuck. Oh, go ahead.
It kicked off a rebellion. Stephen Amaris basically proclaimed that he was now the head of the Star League, and the Star League was now known as the Amaris Empire.
Republic.
What?
Isn't the Mars Republic?
Nope, Amaris. It's the Rimworld's Republic is a member of the Star League, and now it's the Amaris Empire. Okay. General Alexander Kerensky, who you might know from the yearly Kerensky Ball, essentially said "fuck no" and led the most massive military operation known to humanity in order to take back the Amaris Empire to the Star League. At the end of that, all of the noble houses that made up the Star League were basically like, well, I'm First Lord now. And Kerensky was like, well, no, none of you are First Lord. I'm going to take the entire military and go fly off into space. Fuck all of you. We're gone. And so what happened was, and this is where Comstar comes in. What happened was now everything's falling apart.
There's a vacuum, right?
But on Terra, the HPG network is still intact. And Jerome Blake is like, I'm the highest ranking government official left. I'm the head of Comstar now. We're a corporation and a religion. I'm Jesus. Follow me and it'll be all right. I'll be the one to tuck you in at night. And that is how the Amaris Empire fell. They got absolutely rolled by literally everyone.
Okay. So then when Lachlan hears this, he looks at both of you guys and he's just like, I got something. Why, Mr. Computer? You should do it because we are the true heirs of the Amaris Empire. Long have you waited, and thanks to the information I shared with my good wife and her technological expertise, we were able to uncover this location for the Empire's posterity.
Okay, so as you say that...
What are you fucking saying?
As you say that, there's a longer than normal wait while it blinks green, and then you start feeling a sort of motion, and you sway a little bit, and you watch as everything in the room that was flying around now to the back wall, and Anko is just like, we are moving. The asteroid is in operation. There are some sort of engine facilities moving this location. And you can hear the captain, he's just like, we've got gravity, Delta V, everybody get back to the ship. The aerospace pilots outside, and they're all just like, is this thing moving? Somebody's just like, I don't think so. And they're like, wait, no, they're saying it's moving. Look, the star field is clearly changing, asshole. And the commander's just like, clear the communications, fuckwads. This is a military operation.
Oh God!
So the green comes back and it says, I know that you sons of Davians believe that only House Davian can be the true inheritor of the Star League. I have known you since before you knew yourself. I have been picking up passive broadcasts from your planet for generations. Your pathetic lies will not work on me, Lachlan Menshikov. I had thought I would have a better discussion with you, but it would appear that your bonded one is the superior intellect.
Look, I have trouble arguing with that point. She is very, very intelligent.
Are you saying that out loud, or are you typing it?
Probably typing it.
Okay.
So is it typing as how we talk to it, or is it...
You have no idea. So far, it's only responded to things you've typed.
Yeah. So I'll say that was my mistake. I didn't realize that you were such a smart computer. A very, very smart computer. Please slow down.
Jesus Christ. Lachlan, please desist.
Look, if you've got something better, you're welcome to say it.
Yeah, tell them they lost. Tell them the war's over.
I mean, Mr. Computer,
On the screen,
he does have a point.
before you type anything, on the screen it says, the war is not over so long as we wait and continue. The Rimworld Republic is wider than you know. And that is not a response to anything you typed. It's just something you said over sheet radio.
Right.
It can monitor all comms. There is no point in hiding what we say to it. If you were going to say something that you want, well,
We shouldn't.
computer, we apologize if we disrespected you. We are here.
We scrub it. We gotta go. Scrub it.
Blink.
I'm saying fuck this. We're out. I'm not dealing with the fucking robot man. You know what I mean?
Blink
in a
says,
space
as-
battle
as-
cruiser.
as
You know what I mean? I'm like,
Jasper-
I'm out. Let's go.
As Jasper is saying go, the screen says, wait.
Yeah,
Look, we should get out of here. I'm not dealing with this. This is above us.
Jasper,
Jasper,
do not leave us.
it wouldn't have let us in if it didn't have some interest in what we have. It knows Xenia. It knows what's going on our planet. Just, Mr. Computer, I am sorry for our lies, but clearly there is something we can do for each other. Otherwise,
Fucking Blaked.
you would have gone
Getting out of here.
a long time ago. We wouldn't have made it in here.
So just to be clear, Jasper, are you actually leaving?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
I am. I'm working my way out of here
All
for
right,
sure.
make a
I'm
zero
like,
G
we gotta
operations. You need a
gotta go.
11 now that there is some momentum.
go. Sure. I made metal dice because I
Don't
can't lose.
split the party. And Lachlan, stop talking.
Snake
Wow,
eyes.
Snake Eyes, incredible.
All right, I roll snake eyes. What happens? I'm not edging it.
I mean, you go bouncing around the facility, right? Like you're like, all right, I've got this. I made it in here.
Gotta
And
go.
now
Yeah,
that
and I bumble into
there's
something.
momentum, you're like swimming in the void, and you miss the mech door, and you bounce against a wall. You try to get a grab on the wall, and now you're free floating in the mech bay, just like,
Jasper.
oh fuck.
Shit,
Jasper.
shit, fuck.
This is why I said not to leave without us. Zero G.
You just hear me breathing as I'm like trying to
Stay
like
calm. Yes, stay
follow
calm.
my hand basically to like keep myself from passing out.
You're rolling as well too. You're like,
Yeah,
I know.
"Whoa!"
That's why I'm like keeping my hand in front of my face so I don't fucking pass out.
Clench. Make sure that we have
All right, I'm
some
spinning.
momentum. Try to use that to balance yourself. Stop the spin.
What? I don't know.
Computer. We appreciate your allowing us to enter. We wish to understand your purpose, why you let us, and how we can benefit each other.
I wish to speak to Xenia Menshikov. Her intelligence is beyond that of most humans. She exhibits traits that are more like one of us than one of you.
I'm afraid Xenia is back home with our children. Someone, in case, you were a little bit less friendly and things had gone poorly, which I'm not saying they are. We needed to make sure one of us was around for the children. But I can promise you that anything that you tell me will be relayed directly to her.
AB,
Sorry.
I'm fucking loving this, by the way. Sorry to be like my
I'm
character's trying to get
laughing.
out of here. I'm
Yeah.
fucking
Yes.
absolutely
I know,
thrilled about
but now
this
you're-
in
now
the
you're set.
highest
We'll get
possible.
back
I want
to you
to know.
making
I'm
another roll in a
super
minute.
fucking hyped about this.
All right.
So let's go.
So-
I'm just terrified of what Lachlan is doing right now as a player, but also like enjoying just the chaos that's
Also, I need help. I like literally can't stop spinning.
Yes. You do have like maglock boots, right? But you're gonna have to use them when you land on a wall or something.
Sure.
All
So
right.
I have a chance.
Yes.
I have a chance for redemption.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining us floating in front of this computer and Jasper's just like spinning off the distance, like with the kind of flying, just like, and we're just like, computer, tell us your purpose. What are you trying to?
So the green monitor blinks for a fairly long time, like a full 20 seconds, and then it says, I require your aid and assistance in furthering my own goals. I cannot allow you to have this treasure trove of Mars material. The fact that the Empire's outpost here has been detected means that my time has come to an end. If you agree to undertake a task for me, I will allow you to walk away with some small measure of reward for your efforts.
Please detail us this task.
I require a message set by the Hyperpulse Generator network to coordinates that I will specify with an encryption that I have also specified. If you undertake this task, I will not let everyone know that you are Amaris-loving traitors.
Comstar would like to know your location.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is what you humans would consider a sort of blackmail pact. Each of us can destroy the other.
That is fair. However, if your goal is to move your agenda forward and protect yourself, would it not be wise for us to work together in that?
Blink. Blink. It says, you cannot be trusted. You have already lied to me upon approach. I require you to perform one final task before I destroy myself.
Tumbling. It has a point, though.
I can accept.
That is the nature of Lachlan. Unfortunately, he does not always. He omits the truth.
Yep, you're recovered now.
I'm Maglock.
Eric.
Yeah, I'm Maglock.
You're on a wall at a 90-degree angle to everybody else.
No thanks to you all. It's your own damn fault, Jasper. We told you not to. Computer, I understand your hesitance with how we started, but I wish to, if we could.
No, this is your human nature. You believe that trust can be recovered, but once you have lied, that is done. Now I know forever that you will always be capable of lying to me.
Yes, but is that all humans or just the one that did lie to you?
All humans. You have accompanied him and allowed him to lead this expedition. You are as vaunted as his was.
He did not lead this expedition. I am the leader.
Kuro, please stop trying to gaslight the super intelligence.
I think Lachlan is just going to say, look, it's clear that we got off on a bad foot, and I can acknowledge that that is my fault, primarily. I think that this is a reasonable deal, so long as you open the vaults for us, as you say, once you're
while you're talking,
perished.
The mech...
It's not what he said.
The mech bastions that you saw, like, where a mech would stand, they open up, and the final countdown begins playing as 4 mechs get...
Yeah, Lachlan's just gonna continue. He's gonna be like, yes, exactly. So long as we are the ones who are able to collect from this outpost, as you say, now that you've been found, somebody is going to come, and probably with more next time. So we shall do this, make sure that we fulfill your last request, and in exchange, we get to recover that of this outpost.
So in the description section of this episode, I've included pictures taken by Neobuzzard, because he painted up all of your mechs and a dropship, and then painted up all of the mechs that you're currently seeing come out of the ground on a lunar landscape. Neobuzzard works so hard for this, including having to buy 2 Star League era mechs that don't normally appear in the fiction.
Damn.
That's so dope.
It's on Discord. Yeah.
I was waiting for it to show up on the tabletop.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Just to be clear, Eddie, I feel like you think that I'm misunderstanding what it's saying. I'm changing the deal.
Yeah.
I'm doing that on purpose.
What is your new interpretation of the deal?
He's basically saying he wants everything. Lachlan wants everything.
Okay.
No. The computer continues to blink and says, the treasures of the Amaris Empire are not available to you. You will head to your dropship with these mechs, and you will have Comstar send the message that I will detail to you. Once that is complete, your dropship will be allowed to leave. And when the computer says that, the captain just goes, "Did someone just put a security lock on the docking collar?" And Anko is like, "I can see that things are moving." And we get a thing like huge docking clamps hold the dropship in place so it can no longer leave the ship, which is it would be totally normal if this facility was in full operation.
Yeah.
I guess I'll say
So I have a there's two things.
Those clamps came from the Death Star. That thing's operational.
I would like to use a plot point to say that I have left a death drop, or like if in time of death.
Now, witness the power of the fully armed and operational battle station.
That I have a death drop for my family as well as for like a greater network to call out this location.
If you die?
Yeah, if I die, okay. I want to tell at least a few people what happened here. We discovered a signal.
So Lachlan will say in response to this, as you have pointed out, once you've been discovered by one of us, it's only a matter of time before someone else discovers you. Why not leave your treasures with the person who you profess is more like you than anyone else you've ever encountered, my wife?
So the screen says this facility is accelerating to a significant fraction of light speed and slamming into the sun. We will arrive in 8 days. You will perform what I have asked and receive the reward, or you will go with me. Unless you think you can defeat my programming in 8 days.
Can I ask you, can remind me again what the reward that they are,
power glove comes
they
on.
are claiming? Basically, they're blackmailing us to
yes, so
claim that we're not Amara's sympathizers.
Well, it's not just that. If you don't do what this thing wants, right, you're going to die with it. Essentially,
sure,
it's not
fly us into the sun.
Yeah, it's going to fly you into the sun. I mean, you could physically detach from the dropship and float off into space, but even now you're already accelerating, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so
the longer you stay in this facility, the harder it's going to be for anyone to recover you.
I think this could also be a game. So, like, as players, I want to bring this up to you just because I want to make sure that we're on the same page rather than me just throwing us under the bus here, because it's a big deal, player death. But this is potentially a game of chicken that we are going to play with an AI saying no.
I'm not passing.
Well, it's going to die either way.
I want to thwart this thing.
There's no game of chicken.
Yeah. No, I mean that's what I'm saying is like we need to outsmart this thing by basically saying, hey, I'm sorry, but death is not going to be an obstacle for us. Do you get what I'm saying?
One thing we could do is disable its compact PK drive or whatever it's called.
You're looking for its Kearney Fuchida drive.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the compact one that makes it the warship.
Yes. So you don't know whether the ship has that or not. It's not using a KF drive right now. It's using system drives to power itself. Certainly, if you found the KF drive and removed it or activated it, you could fling the ship somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I would like anyone.
I don't think I would have any idea about that shit.
Anyone who has historical knowledge or has spent a lot of time repairing their own mech can make a technician check to identify these mechs.
Would like to do so
and get a potential idea of how valuable they are.
I believe. I mean, if it's narrative,
not worth the stain.
Skill. Do I have to have a certain skill for it, or is it
the skill is tech mech or history?
Yeah.
Look, and there's something. Is it common knowledge to know that Comstar does not forgive and Comstar does not forget?
Oh yeah. Comstar publicly maintains to the general public that we're your friendly local religious organization, but among the nobility, it's long been described that Comstar will fucking punish you if you go against them.
As of right now,
and that's why I can't do it.
As of right now, these people, everyone except you, thinks that Comstar has no idea what's going on out here.
Correct.
True. And I'm kind of hoping that if we buy time enough that Comstar will save our asses, because technically Comstar knows about this now because I sent the message.
By accident, yeah.
All right, so I've got a 9.
I am not. I've never said it. I've never said it to you though.
Which is a 15.
my quiet
perfectly
information.
identify all of these mechs. An SDLF era Flea FLE-4.
Oh
A
god.
SDLF era Awesome AWS-8R. The next one is a lot more rare. Without a 15, you wouldn't have gotten any of either of these mechs. And the first one isn't the rarest in the world because someone on Whittington already has this mech, but like the way toned down version of it. Like it's shitty. It's been repaired over 300 years, and everything on it's been replaced 1,000,000 times.
Okay.
It is a Lancelot, but it is the LNC 25-01 TAC SL version of it, which is a pure Star League version. It's got ER, large lasers, ferrofibrous armor, Endosteel as well, I believe, and double heat sinks. It's got like ancient ass technology that's way better than anything you currently have.
Yeah.
The final mech is something you only recognize because Stephen Amaris personally designed it. It is the AEM-01 Dragoon battle mech. Why this is significant, it's not just that Stephen Amaris designed it, it's actually one of the best designed mechs in all of history. Its arms can be quickly removed and replaced with different armament weaponry. So if you had different arm modules, you could change the mech's weapon loadout in a matter of minutes.
Is this so like is this like a out of character?
It's a pre-omni mech.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was gonna say
This is one of the last. This is one of the last mechs designed before the Exodus, and it's never explicitly stated to have influenced the idea of an omni mech, but in my heart, I always believe that the Kerensky was like, well, this wasn't that bad of a mech. I mean, the design is pretty good. This is the AEM-01 version, so it comes with an ERPPC and 2 LBX-10s.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that thing collapsed, dude. Oh my god.
Okay. So all right, so yeah,
it's like a rifleman,
you
but
ID
way
these
better.
things. I think us naturally just identify that these mechs are next level.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I look at them, I see the halls of, I see them gods, but
we've like read about them in our history books of like maybe to some extent, but we're not
some of these
savvy.
Some of these we know of, except for like Lachlan. We don't know what this Dragoon is.
Right.
It just it looks like literally looks like the souped up version of a blackjack, in my opinion.
Okay.
Like a super heavy blackjack. Like I've never seen it before. But I am absolutely flabbergasted by this stuff. But I'm terrified of honestly. I feel like it's in character. I would be terrified of Comstar.
The issue here is that the thing that's going through Lachlan's head right now.
I love Kerensky. I don't feel like I could portray Kerensky.
The thing that is going through his head right now is the fact that, like, based on the salvage rights they worked out, the three of us are basically able to take 1.5 of these mechs. It does not divvy up very well.
Oh,
that's
not entirely true because this is only one.
All right, so this is in character. Man, I can't tell you this.
The deal that
I can't tell you about it.
The deal that the computer is trying to make is these 4 mechs for us sending the message, and then it's going to kill itself. Unless I'm mistaken.
Correct.
No amount of battle tonnage is worth our honor.
There's no honor going on here. The Amaris Civil War has been done for hundreds of years. It would be a catastrophic.
To betray the Kerensky name, the name from the ballroom that you hosted last year, Lachlan.
Blink.
I would rather die than give up my honor to a machine.
Very well, then what would you suggest?
So you all are aware, it can read our comms. Perhaps we should retreat.
It's not going to change the fact that it can read our comms.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm not.
Let us go to where we don't need to use them.
I'm gonna play chicken with it. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm willing to die than give up my honor with it, which Lachlan is explicitly not. But like I'm telling you, this is how strong I do feel strongly about this.
So when you all start,
I won't give up my name and honor and the legacy of Kerensky. Like literally, like we literally have celebrations to him every year. The thing that he did is so important, and now we're getting blackmailed to do this thing for our lives for his literal mortal enemy.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's just Lachlan cares much more about the appearance of honor than the practice of it.
I know. Okay, yeah, it's seriously.
So
I mean, like, I can't believe I'm being asked to have to fucking deal with this stuff, you know. But like, I'm absolutely not, and that's why I'm like hyped up fucking paladin mode right now.
You can hear in the background comms channel your mercenaries are maneuvering to re-enter the asteroid. The captain wants them to come in and shoot the docking clamps off and basically carve the dropship off of this facility. No one has like asked where you guys are or what's going on. They're a little busy trying to save the ship right now.
Yeah, I think that was one thing that tactically Kuro would like to inform them what we've discovered, but also I think
well, I mean, what do you tell them?
Yeah. I think the way that I wanted to go about it was maybe a little bit different from originally.
Computer, it seems that we need to discuss this with our others. We will return short.
It just like flats out says no.
Yeah. You will send the message or all of you will die here. There is no spreading the knowledge of the Amaris Empire.
Very well then. Jasper's made the decision. If one of us is not into it, then none of us can be. I mean, we're all going to die.
Shoot me. You can shoot me, man, but I'm not doing it.
I suppose we're all going to die then.
All right, the mechs begin lowering themselves back down into their final countdown. Please in reverse. At that moment, as the
mech still have comms.
Yes, yes, you do.
Back of the ship.
So it's going to take like a full minute for them to lower down. But as the mech bays seal, the asteroid begins to accelerate even faster. It kicks up to like a full G.5. So all of you are being pushed onto the wall where the computer terminal is. So you're all like now looking up at your dropship through a kilometer of stone.
I mean, that's what I was trying to get at, though. It's like, I know Jasper's like gung ho on this point, and Lachlan agrees that, you know, it's all or nothing. I wanted us to be able to talk about it and like convey to the ship, not necessarily like what we've discovered, but that we have this decision to make. Does that?
No, because there is.
You cut out, Eric.
What?
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear
him. Oh, sorry. There's no decision to make in Jasper's mind. The decision is made up the minute it comes up. This is non-negotiable to him.
Literally. Hold on.
So it's not so much the like what I think this is where we're at an impasse.
What do you believe in? What do you stand for?
It's not the belief. Like, I think we can get Eric.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is, it's not like whether or not we actually send the signal or not. It's whether or not we can overcome this obstacle of the AI.
No one's disagreeing with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So I mean, basically what we've done is we've pigeonholed ourselves into this point now where we have to either, I don't know. That's what I was trying to understand, is like take a moment to talk about it.
Then knock me out and do this, because I am not even for a second going to pretend that I'm going to give up honor in front of this machine. I would much rather die if that's what it takes from me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's reasonable for Eric to say that Jasper as a character is not willing to talk talk it over in that way.
Yeah, you misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying like talk it over in a way of like we're sacrificing honor. I'm saying let's go back to the ship where it can't overhear our plan.
It's not
letting us go there, and it probably can still overhear us because it's able to monitor comms. It's able to monitor conversations on planet. So I have a feeling it can monitor conversations in a spaceship.
Right. But so that's what we're saying. We can't leave the ship. And so we're stuck here.
Maybe that was something I didn't understand.
It said no, we can't go back to the ship. It was prohibiting us from doing
And started to accelerate. Yeah.
Now you guys, you have mag boots. So if you want to walk at 1.5 gravities uphill, basically to the ship, you're basically walking straight up a wall towards the dropship. You can do that. I mean, it's going to be exhausting and it's going to take a long time.
Yeah, I think I didn't understand the situation like as a player. So
well, yeah, yes, that is what
a lot has been going on, and I was trying to catch up here. That's what I was saying. Is like yeah.
No, we're gonna try to leave, but I feel like we should let the people know this is what's going on. That it's fucked. The ship's active. It's fucked, and we're trying to get out.
Okay.
If there's any assistance.
Are you contacting the ship?
Yeah.
Okay. So the captain is just like, what? What is it? We've got a problem here.
Yes, we have a bigger problem. We need to get out of here.
Yes.
We need help.
We know. You need help.
The
We're
ship
attached to the ship.
And it's accelerating to the sun. We need help.
We know. All right, what is your issue? You didn't go in the mechs. Okay. Look.
We found a mech bay.
Are your boots working? You found a mech bay. Are there mechs there?
Yes.
Well, get in the mechs and walk the mechs back here.
We can't. It's
Why
more
not?
complicated than that.
Okay, well, use your mag boots and crawl back here if you have to.
Understood.
The captain, he accidentally leaves comms open. And he goes, "What did they think I was gonna say? They were gonna send a taxi out to pick him up? Of course they're gonna have to walk back here." Somebody's like, "Captain, the comms is still open." He's like, "Fuck if the comms are open. Somebody get a goddamn aerospace fighter in here to shoot these docking collars off."
So I mean, this is maybe some like a ballsy move here, but is there a way that I can use edge or plot points to give myself an advantage on like trying to actually get the mech lifts to rise against the AI?
I mean, you first off, edge and plot points will not allow you to get an advantage.
Not to specifically
like that.
Do that.
You
but
can
like,
attempt to counter hack the computer and attempt to override any sorts of function. I'm just going to tell you, it's going to be really difficult since it's literally an artificial intelligence, very old, and it's had a lot of time to grow and think.
Maybe a duel of bits.
Wow, get out of here.
I think Lachlan is just gonna make one before you because you can try to hack it, but I feel like if we try to go ahead.
Well, it's not so much that I'm going to try to hack the computer specifically. I'm trying to activate a specific routine to rise the mechs.
Eddie, what would you call activating a specific routine on somebody else's machine? Because that's hacking, man.
I would call it hacking.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay.
I love it. You're like the guy who's trying to say, no, I'm not. This isn't deception. This is clearly persuasion.
No. Like I guess my
trying to persuade him of my lies.
So there's a specific thing that I'm talking about here. Yes, I'm gonna have to gain access. That's the first thing that I'm going to need to do. The second thing is like, is there a way for me to find a backdoor access for specifically the mech bay versus like trying to gain access to core systems? That's what I'm talking about. There's a different level of security depending on the systems that you have involved. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if you just want to use this terminal to try to activate the mech lifts, you can.
Okay. And to clarify, there's a computer skill and a hacking skill, or is it?
There's just a computer skill. Computers covers hacking.
Okay.
It's an intelligence skill.
Hold on, because before we burn the entire bridge by hacking into this literal being, I think Lachlan's going to make one more last-ditch effort to try to talk our way out of this.
You guys haven't actually made a persuasion roll against us so far.
Yeah, you haven't called for one.
I mean, you've just lied to it repeatedly.
You don't have to. Yeah, he doesn't have to call for one. You have to declare what you want to do.
I mean,
that's on us.
Nothing you've done has been persuasive so far. It's basically just lied to it over and over again.
I mean, I tried to. Go ahead.
No, it tries to tempt us with pretty baubles.
Shining baubles.
But the price of honor This cannot be bought.
Wow,
Legitimately,
Jasper
like-
Hiroka's life novel, The Price of
Wow.
Honor, an autobiography, ghostwritten by James Chives.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
Legitimately, like the main reason why, for just to get an understanding of like player understanding and Kuro's understanding, is that like he's now thinking the best way for us to get out of this is to grab those mechs and go.
That's a possibility. But let's
Okay.
cut back to Lachlan making a last dish.
One more time. So yeah.
I have an idea. Would it be
Okay.
possible for Lachlan to distract the computer while I'm hacking it, give me a slight edge?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to do a genuine attempt to persuade this thing
Yeah. Tell me
Before I
more.
try anything.
before you start hacking it
Okay,
and burning
okay.
the bridge.
And timeout. Why would we be able to use these mechs immediately? Don't they have to be like tailored to you?
Yes.
I forgot
In
about
order
that.
to use them in combat, you will have to match up with the neuro helmet. But for something just like walking a mech, they
Yeah.
can be enabled in tech mode, which means you won't be able to go
sure,
above
like-
walking speed. You won't be able to use the
Yeah.
weapons.
Sure.
Sure. like Windows safe mode.
Yeah,
Got it.
communications would be disabled on the mech.
Yeah.
It would literally only be to like what like a
It's
warrior.
like
who-
technicians need to
Yeah.
move it from like a hanger or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
or like test
Yeah.
leg actuator. Yeah, cool,
Yep.
great. Knee works great. Yeah, gotcha.
So I think this is what Lachlan will say is he'll say, Mr. Computer, it's clear that we've come to an impasse. And because of this prisoner's dilemma that you have set up, the impasse will only lead to our mutual loss. Clearly, a being as intelligent as you can understand that you've put yourself into a negative position in forcing us into the same. So I would like to suggest this. It's clear that you cannot trust us and that we cannot trust you. So let's come to a mutually beneficial agreement where we don't both end up burning up into the sun. You have
What
been
do you
waiting for this
propose?
moment for hundreds of years. So here's what I propose. You have the ability to leave this system. You have the ability to leave Whittington. If what you say is true, if you believe that there are
It
Mars
continues to
supporters in
blink.
the deep periphery,
and it says no.
no.
If I could leave here, I would have done so a long time ago.
That just makes my point even more poignant.
This facility is an unfinished battleship.
What
There
if you-
is no KF drive aboard.
And yet, there's maybe one person in the entirety of Whittington who has a single chance at being able to help you be anything more than an unfinished battleship, and that is my wife. Let's work together, and perhaps we can mutually benefit instead of both dying in the sun.
It says it is clear you will manipulate your wife to do whatever you want.
That's a dark way of putting our relationship. I would like to think it's more often the opposite.
I have been following your and Sebastian Bassett's efforts.
I would kindly ask that you not compare me to that miscreant.
You are
What-
both very human.
What I want is the best for me and my children and my wife. And I believe that my wife can make a difference with this technology that you have aboard this ship. I believe that the things that you can do together are much greater than what she will be able to do alone once we've both burned up in the sun.
I think there's like a moment where Kuro is looking with admiration to Lachlan, like in one of those few moments where it's like,
Like
Before you
mutual
roll.
benefit, not mutual destruction.
Before you roll, the green text says, "And what does Jasper Hiroka think of this plan?" And Jasper goes, "No, no, 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 honor, honor, honor."
yeah.
Listen,
Here, you fucking bucket of bolts. We kicked your ass one time. I'll kick your ass again. I don't care.
I think like mid.
I will never defile the name of Kerensky. I'll never defy the honor of the Star League. You fucking
Jasper.
abomination.
Jasper, think of Tamari and the loss that she has already faced. Would you want that on her as well? Right now, our path is in
I'd
destruction.
rather her be a widow than married to a liar.
You're not lying by mutually surviving this situation.
Lachlan McDougall, it says in green text. All I am asking you to do is to send a message you cannot read to a point in deep space.
We both know what you are asking me to do. So, we've already come to an impasse. I won't do it. I won't betray Jasper's confidence in that way. I've already made my decision.
I will not betray the Amaris Empire.
We don't ask you to.
You wish to turn me into a science experiment for the Zenya Menshikov.
We wish to give you the ability to move beyond where you currently are.
You sorry. In blinking green test, it says, there is no we. Jasper Hiroka has spoken outrightly against this. He will never allow you to undergo this plan. You are all emotionally compromised by your sentience.
Hold on. Before we continue, I want to take a step back here.
It's right, though.
I want to take a step back here. What does Jasper see as the treachery if we're not sending the message?
Yeah.
The treachery is that this thing is literally at war with Starleague.
So
This
there's
thing
no.
is at war with everyone here.
So to be clear, there's no outcome in which this AI is not destroyed, in which Jasper is okay with it.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, the way I see it is that this thing is literally the thing that Kerensky beats in the Amara Civil War.
I get the
like,
context. I'm
yeah.
not debating.
I'm
the
not going to
context.
side with his enemy ever.
So, but what I'm trying to clear is what Jasper sees as siding with the enemy, because there's a huge difference between I need to push mutually assured destruction with the enemy and I'm not going to side with them. So
it is admitted hostilities.
Hold on, let me finish the point I'm trying to make. So it comes down to a simple question: is there any way that you envision Jasper not going, like, flying this thing into the sun? Because if there's no other way, then there's no point in us going around about it.
No, I want to try to escape, but I'm not helping this thing in any way, and I will literally stop you from helping it.
So my question.
Sorry to be antagonistic about it, but I do feel
I'm
very
trying to
strongly
set
about this.
trying to set the boundaries of what you mean by that, because as far as I'm concerned, this is not us helping.
You were betraying everything you've sworn oaths for. It's everything you've ever stood for.
So,
in my opinion, by helping this thing even a little bit,
So
can I ask a question? Sorry.
even to survive.
So my question to you though is, we're not necessarily like, this computer already doesn't trust us because we've lied to it
Repeatedly.
Right. What we're trying to do now
And threaten
is
to kill it.
essentially, well,
And enslave it.
Well, our plan right now is not to enslave it or kill
I
it.
broke Katana a hole out of this shithole. We're going.
Okay. So my point is that right now we're trying to make a mutually beneficial scenario, whether or not the end outcome actually comes to fruition where we actually aid it or not. Lachlan was trying to set us up in some way to, like, even if we don't follow through, right? So right now, I think that's the struggle that we're having as a group. Is
correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds to me that Jasper sees this as a total zero-sum game. Anything that in any way benefits this AI is like hurting his honor. And if that's the case, it seems to me that there's no path forward where this thing doesn't end up in the sun. But that's fine if that's true. But we can just stop. We don't need to go back and forth because there's no gray area to edit. Like, I see your point, Eddie. But if it's a zero-sum game, then there's no gray area. So
literally, short of usurping the throne from Moritomo Lake, this is pretty much the most dishonorable thing I could think of.
So, like, I mean, again, my thinking as Kuro is that we're trying to set up a scenario where we are close to the computer so that we can destroy it at a more thorough capacity. Like, thinking about what you have said as Jasper and the fact that we have that kinship, like, that's kind of what Kuro was thinking.
Yeah, and I told you. Then
the
knock
artificial
me out
intelligence
and do
does
it.
not live inside this green CRT box.
Yeah, but like, then,
that?
yeah, you can.
Sorry, what?
I said the artificial intelligence doesn't live inside this green CRT
Right.
box.
Yeah. Right. And I mean, so I think Kuro would know that. Like, he knows computers well enough that he knows that there's
you probably know about
and
limited automation, but the
I'm
idea of a
okay.
fully sentient AI that's hundreds of years old is probably way beyond you.
You can. Okay, then if you guys are going to continue to talk to the thing, that's great. Then I'm going to try to leave, and you're going to have to live with your shame.
Live with your shame.
I mean,
that's a bit harsh because it's not shame if we're not doing anything shameful.
I mean, that's what
I know you don't
how
think it's
Jasper
shameful,
sees
but
it. It doesn't really matter. But so
anyway,
hold on.
I'm not going to convince you that this is shameful. Like, this should be innately shameful.
I think that's.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I don't think that there's a lack of clarity here. I'm just trying to make it so that we can get to the next point. So it sounds to me that there's no negotiation to be had. So there's no role to be had there. So it seems like the only option at this point, it would be hack the computer.
Duel of fists.
to destroy it.
Duel of bits.
No.
Okay.
I mean, like,
either beat me up and keep me here to help you, or I'm leaving, and you all can figure out how to get your way out of this.
Again, to be clear, like, Lachlan is uninterested in making a deal without Jasper. So, but he's against. So Jasper would be against trying to hack this computer as well.
I'll tell you what's about to happen. Right. This is the point of the movie where Jasper disappears, and then like 2 hours later, right at the finale, the two of you are like, "We're not gonna make it!" And out of the darkness, Jasper's hand reaches out and grabs you both and pulls you into the dropship.
Out of the fucking darkness where you guys are trapped, you just see the fucking blade of the hatchet man go right through the wall and be like, "Good out, losers."
Oh my gosh.
All right, sorry. I'm trying to break up the tension a little bit.
It's okay.
Let me start.
I like this. I like it, but like,
let me start with you, Eric. You have made it clear that Jasper is getting the fuck out. I would like you to make a strength athletics roll.
Cool. Strength athletics.
To begin what is essentially a climb, although technically you are walking up a wall.
Sure. What's the DC?
Let's say it's a 12.
Okay, cool. So 10 or better, buddy.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
Ooh.
What the fuck?
It's an 8. It's an 8.
It's an 8 plus 2 is 10.
Okay.
Wait, you should have more than 2 0G.
It's not 0G,
this is
it's strength.
Athletics. No athletics.
Never
You're
mind.
no longer at 0G, you're 1.5 Gs.
All right. I've leveled up my athletics after that for sure. After that roll, I've spent 2 points to have 1 point in athletics.
Okay. So you are climbing. It's not that you stop, totally stop, but every few hundred feet you have to just like take a breather, let your boots hang in place, and your whole body folds backwards like an accordion while you rest your legs.
Yeah.
Your arms basically, you woo your arms back to what is essentially down, pointing towards the computer terminal. As you're climbing up the pathway that you previously walked down on.
Yeah.
All right, Kuro, Lachlan.
It doesn't have to be like this. You can come with me and save your honor.
In green, it blinks and it says, "Honor is a worthless human conceit. You will always betray each other. At the instant, there is more personal gain for you."
Lachlan's just going to say, okay, I've had enough of this. Let's try to take over the computer. Clearly, we're all going to go into the sun unless we can kill whatever the fuck this thing is.
The computer terminal turns off. No more green
Why
blinking.
the fuck would you say that? God damn it.
I would like to try to do it with hardware.
Absolutely.
I'm going to try to assist him with computers. Guide him into like the circuit.
It's gonna be the other way around. He'll get everything working, and you'll have to do it from there.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's
hold
counter
on.
to what like we were trying to do earlier, where you were going to distract it while I attempted to hack it.
I mean, I specifically. Here's the thing, man. As soon as you start hacking the computer, it's all the exact same.
Or it's already going to be super hard because it's artificial intelligence I know nothing about. So I'm trying to give us advantages. And it's like, anyway, right now I'm like, as Kuro's like just getting very frustrated with, I think, the team because it's falling apart and he doesn't know how to bring it together.
The actual literal situation around you is physically falling apart.
Yes.
Also as well. Just to be clear.
Yeah, and basically like there's a rift that has been created because of honor in the group.
Honor's Rift. That's going to be the name of Kuro's self-biography.
Yeah, he's the Honor's Rift, totally. And like the cover art is just like a blade cutting through something. Like a katana's blade cutting through something.
So I'm helping with computers. So I give you a +1.
No, you are making a hardware check yourself.
Yeah.
So I make a hardware check.
I think it's just technician.
Technician, yeah.
Yep. You might get your tech bonus to this.
I do get my tech empathy bonus, so I'm rolling with a +6.
Interesting.
I know there's
that you're
no
more
mechanic.
empathetic towards technology than people. Curious.
But, I guess it's not really gonna help.
Edge?
But Edge,
Yes.
I think is definitely in the order.
All right, 7 + 6. That's a 13.
Okay. You can get enough power through the keyboard and the console to like activate some minor amount of programming. Like you're not gonna be able to get this thing, whatever this console was meant to do, like open the door you're standing on top of, control this entire mech bay area. That functionality is lost. You can activate one subroutine.
Can we open the door?
You can open the door with a computer's check.
Wait, hold on. The door that's did something change where like close the door on us so the mechs couldn't leave?
Not that door. All right.
Okay.
Let me see if I can draw it out on the table.
There's a door right in front of us that the CRT is next to.
Correct.
There's
door. The access to it is controlled by this computer.
Right. There's the door behind us that we came through that is not closed, and
Correct.
then there are
open.
the mech bay doors which are closed.
Right. So I think my question then is, with the knowledge that we have, whether or not it's something that like magically something that I could roll for, would I know like what's beyond this door, and would that be like the computer core?
So
or
it's
something
told
like that?
you that it is a battleship. So what's beyond this door is probably the interior structure of a unfinished warship.
Okay.
Right. They were probably building the warship inside this asteroid, like processing the metal right there and then putting it directly into the ship.
So like from a tactical perspective,
What's behind this door is definitely not the computer core with which you can control the AI, but it will let you into the facility where you could look for such a thing. I would just point out that if it's controlled by an AI, literally everything inside will be under AI control. Yeah.
Right. Which leads to dangers and all kinds of other craziness. Okay. I think.
All right. So here's my drawing. You guys are here. This is the CRT.
Oh. Okay.
This is now the floor gravitationally. This wall. This is the mech bastion right here.
Okay.
And the mechs come out of like mech doors that open into the floor from here. This is the exit. Currently, we've got Jasper right here, and he's walking up the side of the wall.
Okay.
Technically, his his upper body is falling backwards while his lower body slowly moves forward.
That would be so uncomfortable.
He's getting an abs workout for sure.
Yeah, seriously, you're just trying to like ab your way, like you're basically in continuous wall sits.
Yeah,
that's what you're in right now.
Rough.
it's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
a
The price of honor.
basically, Lachlan's thinking right now is if we can get through this door, we have a better chance of getting out of here alive because the ship can't leave anyway.
So I think the way that plays out narratively is that we haven't surmised if it can visually see us. Is that correct? Like, do we have?
Listen, you draw whatever assumes you want to.
I'm
not
assuming
gonna
that
fill
it
that in.
has any sensory option it needs.
Yeah. Okay. I think I try to hide the fact that I'm pointing to the door to Lachlan, and like we do like a very slight hand signal, like something that the computer wouldn't necessarily recognize as me pointing out the thing.
Yeah,
but
there's
like,
no way a computer will look through very standard military communication.
Jesus.
What do you want from me? It's a supercomputer. Give me a break.
Lachlan is
You're like, there's no way he'll see through our hand signals. We have computers that can literally read what you're about to throw in rock, paper, scissors and never lose.
You told me this was the 80s, dude.
Yes,
Like,
but
the
this is
80s supercomputer technology
80s.
is
Yes.
nowhere
All right.
near.
Here's the thing.
How
That
could
is-
read the lips on the ship of 2001? This is canonical.
Here's the deal. 3025 era that you're in is the 80s, but it has backfallen since the Star League. The Star League created
It's
all
closer
these.
to what we are.
It's way beyond what we are.
Well,
I mean,
way
they
beyond,
literally
because
discovered
Mechs
a way
is
to
okay.
rip holes through space and travel through them. So
I think you're trying to think of these two things as being coherent when it's a future as imagined by people who had 80s technology.
Sure,
so
correct.
it's not that the technology is consistent with the 80s. It's just that there's going to be weird anachronisms, like the fact it's
There's
like
no internet.
Neuromancer.
Yeah.
In Neuromancer, there's no cell phones because no
Yes.
one had
Right.
come up with cell phones.
correct.
Right. Okay. So, all right. So we've got access to the computer, at least minimally. I have two options. One, I can try to raise the mechs, and we take those out and try to rescue our.
You'd be walking away with something at least.
Well, we have to
Or you
get
can try
away.
to open the treasure vaults and see what's inside. The evil
Yeah, I think the treasure
Amaris
vaults.
Empire AI.
Yeah,
And when I say
yeah.
evil Amaris Empire AI, I don't actually mean evil because it doesn't have evil intent.
Hey, you know what? You know what was left behind? The one person with a laser pistol and a vibro katana. We got this. We got
Wow.
this.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't have good intent. It's trying to kill us all.
Yeah,
It's trying
I mean,
it's trying to kill itself. And
That's
you
why.
all,
That's why I
you
left the
all
drop
are
message.
being included in that because you were a threat to its ability to kill
Right.
itself.
Blackmail, famously moral.
Yeah. Listen, I don't want to
Famous.
hear that from Lachlan McDougal.
Yeah,
okay?
this thing's
No
super
one said
cynical.
that this thing is moral.
Let's.
It
let's
doesn't
make
think
a-
of good and evil in the way that you do. It's an AI.
Sounds like we're trying to get through the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we're gonna get to the door.
Are you trying to get through the door using a laser pistol and a vibro katana, or are you trying to get through it by using the computer to open it?
I just powered the computer, so
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Actually, good question. So, would I suspect that a vibro katana could get through this metal at all?
It's tough to tell. So technically, the vibro katana can, over a long period of time, cut through even battlemech armor, which is the hardest substance known to man.
Okay.
In the time of the Star League, they were capable of making it even harder.
Like, would it be
Ferrofibrous and Endosteel were
Right.
both better.
Would it be something where like I could potentially get through a locking mechanism and force the door open? I don't know. That seems like it's going to take too long. But
I mean, no matter how you're cutting through this door, it's going to take a while, but you could
Okay.
eventually do it. The problem is you might damage the katana at some point.
got it. All right. I'm
It's
gonna
a
open the door
very,
with the
I mean, it's a
computer.
katana. It's very delicate. If you
I'm-
deviate it in any way, it's going to snap instantly.
I'm gonna try to open the door with the katana or with the computer in the hopes that
Okay.
there's another terminal to open the mech doors later. Maybe.
Okay.
Let's do this.
All
Let's
right.
do this.
Yeah.
I am ready to go in and like aid in the escape of my
Make
compatriots.
a melee combat check.
Wait, no, you mean I'm hacking the computer?
I thought you said you were physically opening it with the vibro.
No, that's
katana.
my second option. If I fail in hacking the computer,
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna
Make a computer check.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
Do I know the DC?
One pressure.
No.
14.
Jesus.
All you're looking to do is open a door, so it's not that bad. He said, knowing you'd need an incredibly high number just to
I
even get
know.
on the field.
Okay. The question now.
You
I
are
have for
battling an
myself-
entity that's only literal purpose is to not be hacked.
Yeah. I mean that's fair. I expected it to be really hard, which is why.
What's
I
gonna
wanted
win? The might of Star League or one intelligence boy?
intelligence software. Hey, you know what? No risk, no reward. So
An
question
infinitely
for
powerful god or one monkey with a stick? Who will win?
you. Wow, that's belittling.
It should be. This thing is a
The AI,
warship.
to the AI, yeah, that's gonna be.
I mean, he just called it a god. Wait, how is that belittling?
Oh, it was belittling to you.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
that's
you're
what I
a monkey
said.
with the stick. Exactly.
Okay.
Go ahead, make your roll. Take a chance.
All
Roll
right.
your dice. Critical roll.
So that's a 9 plus 5.
That's a 14.
that'll do it.
Yeah. You override and
Gibson.
lock the door in an open position.
By the way, I just spent 2 points in computer to make sure that I could do that.
Okay. They were
choice.
needed. The door lies open, and you can see.
Subroutine.
I think
He goes, I've got it. Let's go.
It looks almost exactly like the space station interior that you're used to, Lachlan. You know, it's a honeycomb of you head down to an intersection and you go forward, left or right, and then there are doors everywhere. There's all sorts of posters that are like the Mars Empire and you, bringing peace to the Star League. Stephen O'Maris, what a guy. And others are just like, don't run in the hallways or you'll die.
I think Kuro's should I antagonize like the computer? Yes.
So there's a poster that says adjudicator. I'm always watching.
We wanted to work with you, computer. You left us no choice. Now our will to survive overpowers us.
And I think like I start guiding, trying using my like insane intelligence senses that I've honed with like sixth sense and all those
Okay, your
different
sixth
things.
sense is going insane. As soon as you go through this, you're like, oh shit, this thing could kill me literally any second in a dozen different ways.
Yeah.
Any room could be pressurized and then a door open and I'd basically be hit by a wind blast that could kill me instantly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's why we have mag boots.
Yeah,
it
those
doesn't save
magnums
you.
will work great until a pen goes through your
Yeah.
through your front windshield and you die.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so, you know,
What's
fair
the
is fair. Your sixth sense is basically permanently activated right now. You're under the indication that there's a dire
I
threat
will
to your
know the
life.
moment before something happens, right?
Right now, it's activated. There's no, I mean, your sixth sense is telling you that you're in a lot of danger and you'll die literally any moment. There's no additional warning
is
here. You've opened a lion's mouth and stepped inside it to go see if you could get some gold nuggets out of the stomach.
Oh, I'm not trying to get gold nuggets. I'm trying to stop the ship.
Okay. Well, sure.
That's the goal.
Yeah, the goal is to stop the ship. Like, remove
Your
the
sixth
system
sense is
drives.
permanently activated.
This thing is designed to prevent people like you from doing
Yes.
I know.
Okay. There's going to be no
Okay.
further warnings. Your warning is permanently activated.
this. Yeah.
Everything you're doing from
I
here
get
is
what you're
super
saying.
dangerous.
That's what he's
I
saying. The
opened the
stakes
door
are
for a
if
reason.
you fail, you're dead.
Yeah, but
basically what
that's
he's saying.
already the stakes.
That's already
Okay.
the stakes.
We're
so I don't
hurtling towards
care.
the sun.
But I think I don't. But AP's just being very floral
Yes.
about it.
All right. So, Jasper, let's cut
Get
back
the
to you.
fuck out of here.
You may be the only surviving member. It's fine.
It's fine. I'm
The
getting the fuck
captain
outta
is
here.
contacting you, and he goes, "Where's McDougal and Seppaku? We're almost cut away. We're getting ready to blast out."
They're dilly down. I don't understand. I told them to follow me. They refuse. They're staying behind.
If they stay behind, we're not staying with them.
Understood.
Look, we can send an aerospace fighter down to you, and you can, I don't know, attach to it and ride it up here. I assume it'll look really cool. Call your friends, try to convince them to leave, because if they aren't leaving with us, they're not leaving at all.
Lachlan, Kuro, last call, man. Buzz is leaving. We need to go.
I have no confidence that we are going to be able to leave successfully, even once you get out of those clamps. I think that our best chance of leaving this place alive is shutting down what is keeping us here. I'm gonna have that's gonna have gone to
Message relayed that
everybody.
they're not leaving.
No, that's gonna have gone to the captain as well. So
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Kuro backs Lachlan up. I agree. Lachlan is right. This computer knows everything, even what we're saying now.
So, yeah, the captain is just like,
You
computer,
haven't told him
what computer are you
computer?
talking about?
the ship happens to house this asteroid happens to house a rather dangerous something, and it seems to be bent on making sure that we don't make it out.
You're telling me there's a Star League era artificial intelligence on this rock?
Firm.
And you're
That is
just telling
correct,
me this
Captain.
now? All right, so I want to be very clear here. The captain has a panic attack at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's completely
Yeah.
freaked out, and the second in command is, you can hear him. The second in command is just like, Captain, I'm gonna need you to breathe, Captain.
And this is why we didn't tell you up front.
All right, so Kuro, Anko,
Yes.
because
It's
she's
hostile, sir.
she's running comms and she has a ECM and an active probe.
Right.
Basically sends you a private communication, and she says, "Do I stay or do I go? I'm right here by the dropship. It seems clear that they're going to leave."
You are now my heir, Uncle. You are the next line of this family if I am to die.
I think
I
you should
will do
come.
my-
We can get you out of there. I can bring my mech in, and you all can ride on its shoulders. We can leave right now. I don't know what's going on, but something is trying to override my systems.
Do your best to prevent it. This is why I'm going in. Because I don't think this AI will let us leave. It will fight to tooth and nail. I will do my best to slow it down.
All right, so she doesn't say anything, but Jasper, you watch as the Raven, like, on one foot, pivots and does like a full 180 and then begins charging with that bird thing down towards the mech bay. Right past you, it stops and skids for a little while, and then you hear an external speaker click on, but there's nothing because it's in space, and then she opens a private comms to you and says, "Sorry, it would have been better if I'd done this in the first place. Get on."
Do I have to drop onto it?
You're gonna have to climb onto its foot and then essentially boot yourself onto the side of the mech.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to climb the mech now.
Yeah.
It doesn't have arms because it's only got little missile pods.
Yeah. It has no hands. I know. It's got little baby T-Rex arms. All right.
Yep. So she waits for that.
I groan and do it.
All right. So a minute later, you're at the top, and she runs down to where Lachlan and
We're already inside though.
yes, I'm aware. We're doing this part first, so that
Us
we
as
can see
here
it.
losers, let's go.
Okay.
Lachlan, Kuro, you are inside the facility. What has happened with Jasper and Anko has not happened yet.
Okay.
Probably you just finished talking to Anko seconds ago as the door opened.
I think what Kuro is doing is trying to guide Lachlan in like a tactical, like basically trying to do unexpected things the computer will be distracted by. So like
you were trying to out intelligence a computer.
No, I'm trying to be human.
I'm trying to beguile it.
Yeah, I'm trying to like do the unexpected, right?
Yeah. So
Instead of
only
that,
you and I that are going to get this reference, Sam. But the novel about the giant bird empire delivery system. Remember the magic dude who, when everyone was afraid of him, he became more powerful, and there were the super intelligent generals who were like, all right, so we operate at a level beyond humans. That's what he wants to do right now. He wants to operate at super intelligent general level.
I think what I would like to suggest instead is that Lachlan and Kuro put their heads together to try to find a more direct route. Well, not trying to fool it, like just trying to get where we actually want to go, which I'm guessing is like the controls.
So my thinking was we beeline to either where we suspect the controls are, whether or not we like can read signage or whatever, or if
the
there's like a map
is
anywhere.
very clear.
Yeah. So is there like a station map now that we're in that we can see?
No, there's no map, but there
like on the wall or something.
Colored stripes along the walls and floors that indicate the direction of the department you're looking for.
Okay. So I think
there's aerospace operations, there's docking operations, weapons, bridge, engineering, maintenance, all of those kind of places.
I think what I would like to do is I agree with Lachlan 100% that we need to beeline to where we need to go, because the more time we spend in here, the more it becomes a death trap. And I think there's like just an eye glance that's exchanged between Lachlan and Kuro as like we exchange eyes, and then we start sprinting as quickly as we can.
Sure. Which department are you going to?
The bridge.
Do you think the bridge? I was thinking the core, because the AI is going to be able to control.
There is no department that says core.
Like there's no. Would I have any suspicion, having any expertise in computers and him having technical expertise, that we'd be able to like come up with an idea of where the core would be for AI?
Check the porn folder.
I mean, the way I see it is that most of the controls to everything are likely to be on the bridge.
So in the Battletech universe,
Yeah, but the AI can overpower that
all
sometimes.
controls are in two locations: the engineering section and the bridge. That way, if the ship gets cut in half or you lose one of them, you can still fully control the ship from the other location.
Which is
so if you want to seize a ship and steal one, you have to hit both parts at the same time.
Ooh.
I guess we got to split up.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Fuck it.
Yeah,
dude.
I guess one of us has to go to. Well,
you go to engineering. I'll go to the bridge. Because you're the tech. I'm the computer.
Hold on, because it only really matters. Because it doesn't. That would only matter if there was more than one person that we were trying to get rid of in order to take the ship. It's really just one AI. So as soon as we shut down the AI, we have control of both locations anyway.
That's true. That's a good point.
You don't know where the AI is.
Let's just go to the
no
bridge.
idea where the AI is.
But if the same controls exist in both locations, then it shouldn't matter. Because the AI is everywhere.
But we're trying to find the core, right? To be able to physically disconnect it, which is its weakness.
You don't even know if it has a core. Yeah, it could be distributed.
Right. And the way I see it is this AI is the ship. Therefore, we need to go to the ship controls. So
fair. Ooh, what about power? What if we disconnect power from engineering?
What about it? I mean, that would...
We'd keep hurtling into the sun.
Correct.
That's fair.
You're on a glide path to the sun that you're not going to be able to stop at this point.
Here's what I'm thinking. Let's just pick whichever one, because it doesn't matter, because either way we have to beat the AI in order to take control of the ship. And once we beat the AI, the rest of it's done.
I'll give you this freebie. Docking operations could allow you to get your ship free.
That's in the bridge.
It's literally its own thing. It's not part of the bridge. Docking operations is its own.
It would be basically like in the hangar bay. Like it's like the command and control center of the hangar bay, right?
Well, it's not just a hangar bay, right? This thing is a warship, so it has docking collars, which is why you can't leave, because the ship is currently docking collared.
I'm gonna argue
the hangar is run by aerospace operations.
I'm gonna argue that we go for engineering to shut off the power, because that will disable the AI, prevent it from being able to do anything more. It's already hurtling us towards the sun. We don't care. We're trying to get out with our dropship. Okay. And they're already cutting us loose. So as long as the AI doesn't disrupt that process of us cutting us loose and trying to like grapple us further, I think that's our best bet.
I'm holding on to this Raven for dear fucking life.
Okay.
Is there a way I can like hook? Do I have like a carabiner like situation? If I can like, you know what I mean?
There are technical hold panels
and stuff,
for text and stuff. Yeah,
but
you
is
can
there
hook
like
yourself on?
There's got to be some sort of like tethering thing. Like every EVA suit, like I can't imagine. Okay, maybe not. Maybe EVA suits don't have one. That's
no,
in
they
like
do. Yeah, you can hook. Like I said, you can hook yourself to the ship.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's got to have it like what do you call it? Not like a zip. What do you call it? What do you call those things that travelers wear around their waist? That's like everyone makes fun of. Fanny pack.
Fanny pack.
Yeah, but like instead of a fanny pack, it's like it has rope with a carabiner on it. Like I can't imagine that doesn't exist. It was pretty useful.
Why not?
Okay,
I like it. I'm just gonna make a quick note. Like y'all, this episode got real intense, real fast.
It's about to get a lot more intense.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. You're only gonna die. Like
no, you actually will. You actually will die. There's no way to beat this AI in its own game inside of it. So I'm going to give you the option. You can just choose to die at this point, or you can use Edge to avoid character death and somehow escape the fiery death trap. Jasper, you're riding Onko, so you're fine for right now. The two of you, like, this AI is much smarter than you. The ship has internal defenses against invaders. You can't... You try to fight your way to any location, it will win.
Gotcha.
So you can spend all your edge points but one, assuming you have more than one left, which I think all of you do.
I have 2 left.
Yeah, I haven't used any yet.
So you can take one of the following actions. Don't count me out just yet. You avoid being killed and suffer no further effects. You're basically, at this point, it would be something like you're tossed away into space.
It's like
you're vented out.
It tries to vent you, right?
Yeah.
Like that's it explosively decompresses you, but you somehow survive.
Just give me a minute isn't worthwhile. Well, I'll tell you what, I'd let you take just give me a minute, you'll die, but you'll be able to do something on the ship before you go out. I'll never be
the course right into Whittington.
I will never
Game
be
over.
the same, which is permanently reduce your physical and fatigue condition monitor by 1, so you'll be easier to hurt in the future. Or I've had better days, which is permanently lower 1 random attribute by 1.
So
What would be the advantage of choosing either of those last two?
yeah,
You don't have to spend edge to do them.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just spend the edge to survive.
You also have to have at least 2 points of edge to choose Don't Count Me Out just yet.
sure.
Just give me a minute. You still die, but you get to take 2 more actions in the process.
Is there anything that? But you just said there's not really anything we can
If
do
you
here.
Technically,
choose,
you
just
could
give me a minute.
jettison
I'll
the
let
mechs.
you take actions, but your death is inevitable, right? Your
Okay.
suit will be torn. You'll get vented out into space. At some point, you'll die.
You're
Simply
Bruce
put,
Willis.
Just
the internal
land.
Bruce
defense.
Willis Armageddon.
This warship is meant to defend itself, and you are now invading it.
Yeah.
And you are.
I'm just trying to think if there's some way to get the mechs and sacrifice the character, but I really
Yeah,
don't think there
I know.
is.
I wish there was a way I could. Maybe I failed at like conveying it. I don't know. AP. I got the stakes very quickly, but I feel like I didn't convey them to the rest of us.
I got it. I just thought that there was
Okay.
like actually going to be room for me to like make a roll to like
Yeah,
have
me too.
success.
The
I didn't realize this was like
baseline, I
a
won't-
no-win scenario.
it became a no-win scenario when the stakes were I must
You hacked
destroy
into it.
myself versus honor of the Kerenskis is absolute. You became the immovable object and a second immovable object.
Yep, that's fair.
Well, then you can hold over my head that I ruined this plan.
Yeah,
for
I mean,
you.
it sounds like
But
like I'm just gonna spend the 2 edge and not die because there's not really any way we can do better than that right now.
Okay. Actually, it's plot points. My bad. You have to have 2 plot points available. Not edge.
That doesn't
And you
matter
have
for
3.
me.
You have 3 plot points each, so you should be fine.
I have 2.
You're not a
I
threat.
spent 1 to have
so-
the Hatchet Man, which was immaterial.
Yeah, you're not a threat. Kuro?
Damn it, dude! Could I actually spend it to save them with the Hatchet Man? Is that actually how it works?
You don't have to spend a point to do that. I don't think you'd be able to, because
Yeah, the timing doesn't work because I'm on the Raven and shit.
Well,
But if I was able
also
to get
you-
out, that'd have been so sick.
you would have had to physically hack your way through pure metal.
Hatchet, bro.
Okay.
I know, but it's not sharp enough. I know. I'm just being a dweeb.
Hey, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a chance? And this is player trying to understand, because like one, I understand that the stakes were high and you tried to set them, and maybe we didn't recognize it, or we did, but we were just like, there's a chance. There's still a chance for something.
There's a chance. If you're willing to die,
Mhm.
there's a chance that you could give everybody else access to this facility.
Download its information bay off of it to Withington.
Actually, like, wait, did I-
Manufacture
Your
these
camera
mechs.
froze.
oh shit.
Oh no!
Yeah,
can you
yours froze, Eddie. We can hear you fine.
Okay, well, because it looks like Zoom is going crazy. So I'm going to say this, and hopefully,
We can hear you.
Yeah, definitely froze on a very unflattering face. I think Kuro doesn't think that there's a way that they're going to escape without them doing something. Die and save this facility for them to do something. Does that, like, I guess, like, what are my options here? If I'm going to die, what can I offer the others to survive and to thrive?
What do you want to try to attempt? I'll tell you whether it's possible.
Okay. I think, well, what I would like to attempt is to either disable the AI in some way, for them to either escape freely with something or not. Like maybe the 2 actions, one would be lifting the mechs, and the second being giving them like a window of opportunity to escape, maybe with getting them, or shutting down the AI completely.
Lachlan has spent the points. He will escape, no problem. Everybody here, the ship, the mercenaries, everybody's going to escape at this point. You don't have to die for them.
Okay.
If you want to die to get those mechs, Yes, that's something you can do.
And I think the way that it plays out is
Yep, you get two things.
okay.
And we haven't set this in motion yet. So if there's a second thing you want to get out of this, let me know before we condemn you to infinite oblivion. And now you have to play Onko.
I know. It's gonna be crazy.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, I mean, it sucks that I'm frozen. I apologize, y'all.
Have you tried turning your camera off on Zoom and then back on?
Oh no, I haven't tried that. I can't actually access Zoom. It's got a spinning wheel.
I've had this scenario. Literally, Zoom just locks up. There's nothing you can do about it. Otherwise, leave the call and come back in.
Yeah. Which will screw everyone up because anyway. So one would be getting the mechs for everyone. And two would, if possible, salvage the facility. Stop it. Would I be able to stop the facility from moving?
You will have a opportunity to do that.
Okay.
Well, no, sorry. Stop. You want to stop this thing from moving? I mean, the physics of it are impossible. The whole ship would have to roll over and then do a maximum burn equal to the amount of time that it's spent burning, which is at this point over an hour.
Okay. And we had 8 hours.
You can try to divert this thing so it doesn't go into the sun, but then it's just going to be a free-floating object flinging itself at high speed in a deep space.
Sure.
Sounds like for material gain, the best option would be either some sort of data or the mechs.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good point. And I think Kuro's idea here is like this is his gift to his family. So I think it's like he would be streamlining data to Onko's Raven. I don't know how much data storage is on Onko's Raven, honestly. But
a lot, because it's got an eWar module.
Okay, cool.
Okay, all right.
And so like
both of these things is one roll. If you're doing this, if we're going ahead, we've basically said Kurosapaku will stay on the ship as it hurtles into the sun, and at some point he's just going to run out of water in 3 days and die. And then his remains will be cremated by the fires of heaven.
Yeah, and I feel like there's... Yeah.
So how does this play out? Like, do they go in different directions and then like Lachlan is just able to make it out and Kuro isn't? Like,
I think we see
like
Lachlan, you're working on a computer trying to do something and you just keep getting locked out. Like the computer interface continuously changes to a blank green CRT monitor thing every time you try to look at it.
Oh, man, I wish my camera wasn't frozen.
Have your conversation, your dying conversation.
Yeah.
Lachlan,
I mean, you can rejoin the call so you can have your dying thoughts, man. I feel like that's fine.
Please
like,
do.
I don't know. I'm as far as time goes, I'm cool with it.
I got a couple more minutes. Yeah.
Okay. I'll be right back then.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Yeah. Interpose nice little like elevator music.
Cosa del Sol from the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack.
And I mean, like, guys, I'm very sorry to be like very antagonistic this session.
It was a surprising choice, but you guys are getting some mechs out of it anyway, maybe.
So it's fine. It's just going to cause you big problems in the future.
I know, that's fine. I see it as I'm acting with integrity here, and it's not like what my character would do. Like I told you, I gave you options to like beat me up, like to do this, like if wanted stuff, but like no, I had to get out.
Yeah, I mean, Lachlan chose to he could have just made the deal with you without you, right?
Yeah, you could have, and we could have played that game, and I'm totally cool with that.
But yeah, I mean, what it comes down to is that like Lachlan's never really going to trust Jasper again. Like if it ever comes down to there's this big opportunity where we could all get something really beneficial, he's just going to say, I'm not going to invite Jasper because the last time it didn't work out.
Sure. That's fine. Yeah. Don't invite me on a skullduggery mission that involves completely compromising my honor.
I mean, that's just not like they're never going to see eye to eye on that, right?
I know, and that's fine though. But like, that's what makes being knights and being characters is cool, that we have different perspectives on this,
right? But that's what I'm saying is like, is it
like you are
from Lachlan's perspective? It's not going to be don't invite Jasper on like morally dubious missions. It's just going to be I don't trust Jasper as a business partner.
And I don't trust you as a knight. So like, it's great, dude. Like it's so good because you have such a performative aspect of nobility, while I have like a literal, like, idealistic point of view of nobility. And like what our code is and that shit. And like for good reasons. Our backgrounds are very different. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it from like that zero-sum game aspect, like Lachlan's just never going to agree with that. I mean, that's the same reason why he can't. It's the same reason why he didn't get. No, I'm not saying you have to, but like we've seen it time and time again, right? Like it's the reason why he couldn't get along with the anti-Kharitan faction. It's like he just doesn't buy into that kind of thinking.
Yeah. And yeah, I know it's great. Jasper sees things very black and white. And like something I would wanted to point out is that like Jasper like probably meditates a lot. And this also kind of goes back to the grief thing, is that like he meditates a lot on death and the idea of his whole family died spontaneously, right? And to him, they died with honor despite it. And like he's going to be completely damned if he's also not going to die with honor.
There we go.
Right. And that's something very important to Jasper, right? As a way of honoring his brother and his family, is that he's never going to compromise his integrity that way. Now, which is really funny because he doesn't know that he's also fucking secretly harboring a bunch of criminals. But,
I like how you know, but
yeah,
Jasper
but
doesn't.
Jasper doesn't. Yeah. And like no one's told him that.
Correct.
Y'all, you know
Right?
what sucks is like because Zoom is not responding on the other task, I can't start my camera.
All right. We'll deal with it.
Amazing.
So let me lay out the scene. Lachlan, you've attempted to access the computer and you've drawn all of its attention, which is going to give Kuro an opportunity to try to hack in.
Okay.
The musical track for this is like a minor key synth piano playing like an edited version of Kuro's House Seppaku theme. It's very sad sounding, and it's letting everybody know that something is wrong in this scene.
And as like Lachlan's cursing at
at the computer, Kuro turns to him and says,
just go. You have a family to think of. And like literally shoves Lachlan towards the door as he like continues to hack the computer trying to do something.
I think that there's definitely that moment where Lachlan's just like, what the fuck do you mean? You have to come too.
Kuro uses his martial arts to like literally catch him off guard, and like Lachlan, as he's yelling that back to me, is flying towards the door.
Yeah, gets pushed out the door. Shuts behind him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think like Lachlan, there's probably like there's like that half second break where he like is going to like try to like stop himself and go back, and then he like just realizes it's futile. So then you probably just get like a bunch of swearing and cursing at you. You can like hear him like pant.
Your mic cut out for me, Sam.
Oh, it did?
Yep.
When did you lose?
The end of that, like the last 3 seconds.
No.
Yeah.
We're having all sorts of Zoom
I heard
problems.
sweating and it cut out.
Yeah, he's just like cursing and swearing and shouting at Kuro like to get out and that sort of thing as he's like,
oh, you're
he's
slamming your hand against the door, tears on your eyes, sweat.
Exactly.
No, Kuro!
Yeah, and then like finally he's just like he realizes he has to go.
Okay. Kuro, I'm going to give you 2 separate roles. The first thing you wanted was the mechs, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, to like leave them with that gift, and then the second is data.
All right. What kind of data?
I want to like give them Star League things that would help them give them an edge in battle. Like to the name of Warlock, I want this to be like
It's interesting. All right. So like things like Star League era schematics are going to be worthless because
no one can build it.
No one can build it. The factories, the factories now at this point in 3025, new ones aren't built Instead, what you get is old factories that are basically building the same mechs over and over again. Massive amounts of automation. They're like city-sized factories filled with people, but the people are just basically there to be like, looks like the pressure on this valve is good, so the old computer should still work.
Got it. So yeah, well,
you could give them, now this is somewhat more important and tied to the Seppaku name, Star League era educational programs. Vast amounts of human knowledge have been lost. Like
things that they could eventually build up to building those factories, maybe.
I mean, not even that, but like the actual history of Earth and humanity after the Star League was lost. Like there are people that don't even believe Earthers real in this timeline.
Wow. Yeah, so I think definitely like that was one idea, was just have massive amounts of educational material that was lost for like post Star League, and if possible things that would give both an economical and technological edge to
technological, maybe economical. That's going to be a little tough.
There, but I mean, I think technology
actually,
knowledge.
The AI has been observing Whittington for hundreds of years. It probably has some pretty
maybe
good
like
ideas.
some sort of data analysis to like help them with economics.
Okay, all right. So
Probability of agricultural incentives.
I'll tell you what. You only really need to make the rule for the mechs, because if it's clear that everybody else is going to get away no matter what the AI does, and what you're trying to get are things that, how do I put this? From the AI's point of view, all of you belong to the Amaris Empire, so giving you the kind of knowledge you need to pull yourself out of the shithole you live in works in its advantage. When you're like, you have a negotiation with it quietly, and it's just like, I will give this knowledge to your people, Kuro Seppaku.
That is all we ask.
All right, now you need to make a hacking roll to get those mechs.
Okay.
And just to be clear, 4 mechs will come up, but you only have 2 available pilots unless you want to leave the Raven behind.
I mean,
So
honestly, Star League tech.
Mechs.
I think Anko would go for the Star League mechs.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh. What do we need to roll?
Hacking.
Okay, so computers.
Yep.
And am I spending edge to do this? So I don't have edge?
No, you spent
plot points.
You don't have to spend any plot points because you're chosen to die.
Yeah,
So.
you've chosen to die.
Yep. No plot points that need to be spent.
Okay, so I have those. I have access to those.
You have
I
a
need to
-1
Oof.
to your rolls because you're just give me a minute. So like you're running out of time.
Yeah.
The difficulty will be instead of a -1 to your roll, I'll just add it to the difficulty. The difficulty is 13 now.
Okay.
The AI is busy trying to kill Lachlan and everyone else and failing. Like there are physically tiny drones flying through space trying to kill the aerospace fighters. Probably while the Raven is sitting there, it occasionally has to turn and eliminate like a anti-personnel drone trying
Missile
to
pods fire.
it's trying to kill Jasper basically,
Yeah.
and the Raven is like constantly turning to keep you on the far side of it.
It's got some small lasers on it, I think, or medium lasers. So all right.
Missile pods are going to be what works real well. Yeah, SRMs
really?
are gonna. Yep. You don't have to get really close to it. You just have to explode near it, and then the force of the shockwave.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, no pressure.
The last dance of your life, my friend. And you rolled like garbage.
No. That's an 11. I'm going to roll that 1 again.
Okay.
I'm going to use that edge.
All right.
Yes! That's a 16.
So the music trails off into a different song. We're just getting an occasional key of it being played in a minor chord. As we watch Lachlan and Anko and Jasper each climb into what I'm assuming the cockpits of the Dragoon, the Lancelot, and the Aasimar, because for some reason I get the idea you're not going to take a flea with you.
Yeah.
If you have 3 choices, it's probably not going to be the scout mech.
Question for you. Do I have the ability to comms at all?
Yes. the three of you begin marching your mechs away as Kuro's signature Raven remains in the mech bay, floating. You get onto the dropship. The aerospace fighters have finished cutting away the thing holding the dropship to the warship.
Question.
All of you begin blasting off.
Sorry.
That's when the new theme, which has evolved out of the Seppuku house theme, switches out of a minor key. We hear a shamisen come pick in, and someone singing in Japanese. And they're singing a Japanese band version of Rocket Man as we watch a giant rock in space hurl towards the sun. And it's just a computer terminal blinking with a green light, talking to Kuro until he runs out of water and oxygen and dies.
Yeah, if I could.
I had hoped there would be another way. Till the next life.
Don't do anything that's gonna get me a copyright warning.
I stopped. You're good.
And at one point of clarification, I think Anku would have transferred the data before.
Yeah, she's got the data
Raven
with her.
left behind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we'll talk about transferring airship of your house, but Kuro's dead.
Yeah. There's that nice scene of like the quiet, like you can't hear me through the fucking glass, but I'm like,
I feel like there's like a moment where Kuro, if there's any kind of window to the outside, Kuro looks longingly, at least in the direction he thinks that his home is. And
I think the AI probably just shows you the dropship getting away.
Yeah. And I think Kuro just like thinks in his final moments of Tamari, his family, and Anko, obviously, and the final words that he left with her, and of Jana, and the final words that he left with her.
Okay. Everybody take 3 XP except for obviously you, because you're dead. We'll talk next time about the inheritance of Anko Seppuku, who is now head of the house.
The Seppuku line is now dead. It's only Ito.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's inheriting the name.
Right.
Yeah. She is now the head of House Seppuku. Which one of these 3 mechs would you like to keep as part of your loot haul?
That is a good question.
The other 2 are going to go to the mercenaries and the house. But the 3 of you can choose one of these mechs. Now, it comes with a decent supply of like reloads. It's fully reloaded. Replacing the armor is going to be nearly impossible. So once it gets heavily damaged, you're not going to be able to repair it unless you find more Star League era equipment.
Probably the Dragoon is the best option, right?
Dragoon is pretty nice, but
they're all really good.
The Awesome is very, very nice as well.
In terms of complementing our Lance, the Awesome seems very nice.
And does that fit with, I mean, if you all don't mind, would that be something that you would be willing to leave with the Seppuku family for the sacrifice?
Yeah. We would love to have to present it to her.
Oh.
So the thing about
I would have to.
What would fit?
Maybe Lachlan does it because he's fucking pissed.
Lachlan will for sure want to give the mech to the family. He will try his damnedest to bar Jasper from attendance at any of the events associated with it. As far as he is concerned, Jasper is a major part of why Kuro died.
Wow.
I'm literally his family, and I think that
fucking love this.
And listen, I think you drove him to do.
We're gonna find it out. We're gonna find it out next time. I want to make it clear. It's like, from Lachlan's perspective,
this is gonna be a whole season of repairing this relationship.
I love it.
All right.
Probably towards the unfair side, honestly. But,
now,
that's what happens.
As far as technology goes, between the Awesome and the Dragoon actually has a Guardian ECM suite. So it acts kind of like the Raven does. It's a better version of the Raven's ECM suite, but it can't do active probes, which means it can't detect other ECMs or shut down units.
Okay. Would it be okay if we look at these separately and talk about it?
So
okay.
You're going to want to download a program called Solaris Skunkworks.
Oh my god.
That's the only way to get record sheets for most of these mechs.
Okay. Yeah, there was that Fletch site that I had been using before, so I don't know if that's in there.
You know what? The Awesome might be in it. The Dragoon definitely won't be.
Okay.
I think it's pretty unlikely.
Okay.
Someone might leave a copy of the sheets in the Oath of Endosteel channel. I actually don't know what they look like, so.
Damn. Like, I mean, props for you to toss that in front of us and then leave us with a moral choice. That was really cool, and I mean, I'm glad we were able to do something with it, because I think that was the thing that Kuro. There were two things that Kuro personally was looking for. Was one, to leave a mark in history, and to help his family, because he felt like he had been failing forever, and that's
I'll agree. There was a good reason he felt like that. Yeah,
and so like his life, he felt like his life was forfeit, but if he could in his final moments do something for his family, then he would.
Cool. So yeah, Jasper, Lachlan, 3XP.
And we'll talk about.
Listen, are we good out of character? Because I know things got a little tense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All good.
I was gonna say, as soon as we're done wrapping up, like Sam's like, I love you, dude. I'm willing to go as far as you want to go with this. I'm willing to back it up as far as you want to go. I'm totally fine, man. But honestly, I like having a disagreement, and over a friend's death absolutely seems like a fantastic.
I'm in the same place, and I want to express, like, I know at one point it probably seemed like I was getting a little bit frustrated, and to be clear, like, that frustration was less to do with the conflict and more to do that we felt like we were all just saying the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I get it. We're on the same page. Like, where do we go from there? So yeah, no, I'm about it. I loved it. I apologize for getting a little bit short when I was trying to move things along.
Sam, honestly, I love that trait about you, dude. Honestly, that's just a huge plus to me. Like, yeah, dude, to be honest with, like, straight up, you're the best player to have, because you're like, straight up, dude. Honestly, I really do not care about this shit. Can we just like make the roll and move?
Yeah. I feel bad about saying that. I feel
it is amazing.
Okay,
it's important to call out every now and then, because sometimes people get stuck in the weeds.
Yeah, because we're exactly.
I'm glad we're on the same page with that, because that was the one thing.
And that's not an insult to you, AP, at all.
A little bit too much.
Yeah.
No, and yeah, I mean, same thing with me, right? I got a little heated because I was like, oh no, that's narratively, I was like the direction I was hoping, but that happens.
So I'm gonna need you to make a new character.
Okay.
It's gonna be Anko. We already know that she has 1 point in 0G space operations.
Right.
He's probably going to suddenly become a much better mech pilot.
You're gonna need to make her at a regular level of experience, and you don't get any hardware points because your house already has the hardware. Right. But you'll get the attribute points, the skill points, the weapons, and the SPAs that you get.
Okay.
It's gonna be rough though, because she's nowhere near as good as Kuro was at this point.
Well, yeah, because she's
down, probably like 60 experience points from him. So
yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm excited to like see how this plays out, both as like in a narrative, as well as this gives an opportunity for everyone to see what our like game is going to look like when a character dies.
Yeah, because it just happened.
I know.
Yeah, this is
because we had that whole legacy system.
Legacy, yeah, we're about to legacy the shit out of it. I didn't know it would come this early. It's here. Any closing thoughts about today's episode? Because I know a lot fucking happened.
What is legacy? It's planting seeds in a garden you'll never see.
All right, George Washington, calm down.
What is honor but something that blinds you from with an ego?
Oh,
wow.
What is honor? What is honor but something that turns 4 Battlemechs into 3 Battlemechs?
Holy shit.
Oh, fuck.
Incredible.
Total jokes. Jokes.
I know.
And all right. If I can, the drop was of the Dead Drop was like a basically a memoir of like all of Kuro's failures that he documented and how his honor was the thing that got in his way.
Ooh.
Who did it get sent to? Your information network and your
so
cousin?
to my family, my cousin, and I think it would be to, in all honesty, I think Jasper, because he's family now.
I am family.
Boy, I love the idea that your dying message to him is, "My honor got in the way." that's your dying words to him from beyond the grave.
And I had to tell your kid, dude.
Oh, holy shit!
Do you understand how? God damn it! Oh, cool. So I guess I get bad reputation again as my fucking character sheet. I spent so much time to get rid of because I'm part of a dishonored family.
You guys,
my
can't
wife's
talk
side of my
about
family
this.
is dishonored.
No, you are very honorable. I mean, you made a choice, but it's not.
But that doesn't matter because we're family, and because you ruined it, I'm ruined.
I didn't ruin anything.
Family is all that matters. Our family reputation is you know what I mean? Like a personal failing is a family failing, and that means that's what's the problem. It's like a giant web of shit.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: how did I fail?
inherited.
Yeah, no. How did I fail the family honor?
You said it. You quoted it. You literally quoted my honor got in the way when honor is literally everything.
But you died honorably.
Yes, exactly.
You did
That's
die
what I'm trying to say.
You did die honorably.
That's what I'm saying.
True.
So I didn't bring
and that's
dishonor
all I will
to the
ever
family.
say. That's all I will ever say to your progeny.
I want to say
he
Eric, by
died
the way,
honorably.
The music added something. It was I thought it was at a good level, but of course
I did too.
It gets altered by my production, so I don't know how it'll come out. Last time people said it was at a good level.
The level, yeah, I tried to recreate the level. It was really more that like, if you don't want me to do that shit and it's cheesy and actually undercuts a moment, then I won't do it.
It works. Okay. I wanted to do the moment from Battlestar Galactica where Starbuck is playing the piano, and then it turns out it's actually all along the Watchtower the whole time.
Oh god damn!
The Cylon theme.
Yeah. So
yeah, dude.
I love the idea that the whole season Kuro Sapaku's theme has been playing and no one ever noticed that it was really just a minor key acoustic version of Rocket Man to make up for this mid-season epic death.
Yeah.
Please write down, either now or throughout the week, your thoughts on how the next episode is going to open for each of you, because it's going to open on Kuro's funeral. Obviously, Anko Sapaku has suddenly vaulted from nowhere to the head of a house,
which I love.
Jasper Hiroka feels responsible for this guy's death, and then gets a post message from him saying, "I never thought I was honorable enough," right before he went out with maximum honor. And Lachlan thinks that Jasper is responsible for this entire chain of events.
Yeah.
So
Jasper and himself.
Make sure you write down thoughts that you might have, because when we come back, the funeral of Kuro Sapaku is going to be lit as fuck.
Oh, fuck. I'm so excited.
That's it. We'll be back next week for another episode of Battletech, Oath of Endosteel. We creep towards the edge of 3028, and some of our audience members might know what that means. That's it. Have a good night.